season begins in February, where the average overnight temperature in Knoxville is 31 degrees. Tonight, we are 4 months removed, and the heat has been turned all the way up. It's 100 degrees in Omaha, and if you think that feels warm, try playing under the blazing hot spotlight of the pressure to win your school's first baseball national championship. That's what's on the line tonight for Texas A&M and Tennessee.
Anyone's list of how has this college baseball team never won it all has to include Tennessee and Texas A&M. Tonight, one will finally be crowned as champion.
300 teams when the season begins. A bracket of 64 is now down to its final 2. Tonight's the breaking point. That ball is hammered, and that may end the 0.
Tennessee held off elimination in a Game 2 grind, thanks to gutsy pitching.
Being a strikeout machine right now.
Big orange bats.
Driven to left field. It's out of here.
Every kid dreams about playing at this stage. Being able to do that, late in the game like that was something I'll never forget.
For the Aggies, the 12th man means every man, as they go for broke to avenge Sunday's lost chance to dogpile. The last game of the season, the biggest game of the season. Aggies, Vols. After decades of waiting, one will finally be the last team standing, and they are ready. The NCAA Men's College World Series Finals, Game 3.
Welcome to a sweltering Omaha, Nebraska, the 2024 Men's College World Series presented by Capital One. Our headlines through the course of this week have been pretty simple. It's about these two teams, and they are both trying to do something they haven't done. It's all about the SEC. For the third time in the last 4 years, they're the last conference standing. First title in school history for either one of these. First #1 seed if Tennessee can win since 1999. And a whole bunch of guys are going to be on the field tonight that we will eventually see on Major League Baseball diamonds, not too distant future. It is Texas A&M at 53-14. The Volunteers are looking for their 60th win of the season. And if they get it, they will be national champions just like A&M. Welcome, everybody. It gets no better than this. They can say, going to treat it like just another game. It is the furthest thing from just another game. It's tonight everybody will remember forever. That, of course, is Chris Burke, Kyle Peterson, the voices of college baseball, Chris Budden in just a moment. KP, the offense for Tennessee has kind of been percolating the last couple of days. Is it ready to boil over?
It sure seems like it. I mean, it started to yesterday, and for this Tennessee team, if you look at it during the season, it's built on home runs. How about 182 of them, just 6 shy of the single-season record that LSU set 1997. 2 more last night at a time they really needed it. A 2-run shot by Dylan Dreiling in the 7th inning gave Tennessee their first lead. And then Cal Stark would add another 2-run shot later on to make it a 4-run game. 52% of the runs that this Tennessee team scores are from the home run. All 4 last night, and these 2 seemingly are in the middle of it when Tennessee is scoring runs.
No doubt about it, KP. All right, Berkey, you talk about this A&M pitching staff. Through 10 games in the tournament, an ERA just north of 3. They've been even better in the College World Series, and a lot of times you get to this game, you don't have the guy you want. A&M has the guy they want.
They do. Maybe not the guy they thought when they started the College World Series, but he has emerged as a star for the Aggies. Justin Lampkin came into Game 1 as an opener, and he has done nothing but been spectacular. 8 innings, 15 strikeouts, 3 innings in his first start, 5 scoreless innings in his second start. He came as an opener. He might leave as a legend.
Are you ready for Game 3, winner take all here in Omaha? And man, this town has produced so many memories. One more to come.
We
gave it more passenger space for ultimate comfort. We elevated the design, and with Google built-in, we made its tech intuitive. With the all-new Prologue, we've made it easy to go electric, just like you'd expect from a Honda. The Prologue, everything you love about Honda, now electric.
You know what I want? Grapes that taste like cotton candy.
Yeah, join the club.
And how about a fancy steakhouse ribeye?
Without the fancy steakhouse prices.
Yeah, join the club.
I just want to feed this bod wild-caught salmon like it deserves.
Join the club.
Yeah, join the club and save on fresh, sustainably sourced seafood.
I work out a lot, so that's helpful.
Cool. Download the Sam's Club app to get your fresh ingredients today. Sam's Club.
20 seconds a week to lose 20% of your weight in a year with diet and exercise. That's the power of GLP-1s through Row. Connect with the provider today at row.co/20.
Any response to the trade rumors we keep hearing about?
Oh, we talking about moving? Not the trade. Not the trade. We talking about moving. No, thank you.
You could use Open Door. Sell your house directly to them. It's easy.
I guess we're moving.
It's so easy to get your windshield replaced using SafeLight. Tell the people why you haven't done it. Started off as a chip, and it just keeps going. So what do we do now? I've scheduled an appointment at SafeLight.com.
SafeLight Repair.
SafeLight Replace.
Yes!
SafeLight Repair, SafeLight Replace.
The game is changing, but what drives the game never will. What you have inside. It refuses to be ignored. It sweats everything. It turns an athlete into a legend. It demands respect. The game will always change, but it never will. Gatorade, is it in you?
Only from SimpliSafe, 24/7 lifeguard protection. This exclusive technology allows SimpliSafe agents to help stop crime in real time.
Stop. Police are on their way.
For instant intruder deterrence and faster police response, there's no safe like SimpliSafe.
The NCAA Men's College World Series is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Whole bunch of volunteer luminaries here tonight, including Peyton Manning and Josh Heupel, Rick Barnes, KB. They want to see history tonight.
They do, and in a game filled with superstitions, you're bound to have some curses. There's the curse of the Billy Goat, the Bambino. In the college game, it's the curse of the number ones. No number one seed has won it all since '99. Something the Vols are rather sick and tired of hearing about.
One time since the format began in 1999. As the number one overall seed won the title, that was Miami.
I guess I'm a good person and not believe in curses. I just think it's difficult in general, and whoever does end up winning it has their own backstory.
I know it's a thing, but I just know we have to take care of, what we have right now and just take it one day at a time.
I mean, being on the 22 team where we were ranked number one as well, I guess it's just how baseball works. Baseball is such a day-to-day, week-to-week game where anybody can be beat.
Ravi, speaking of 1999, it was a pretty good year for Tennessee. The football team won the Fiesta Bowl January 4th, 1999. That was the last men's major national championship the school's won.
Yeah, I'm sure there are a few folks here in the booth that remember that game. And that was the Peerless Price game. He was the quarterback. Back on the mound tonight, Xander Sechrist. He's the senior, 6'2", $193 out of Buford, Georgia. They will chase his changeup. It's elite.
It is elite, and the control is elite, excuse me, as well. He's been their most consistent starter all year. How about this? A 3.22 ERA this year, a lifetime ERA in his 4 years at Tennessee of a 2.54. He's been incredibly consistent, and he was good in his first start here in Omaha.
All right, boys and girls. Chris, let's take a look at our batting order. It's brought to you by Capital One. Grahovac's left the yard. It looks like Laviolette, who's been dealing with a hamstring injury, got healthy yesterday. A couple hits, including a homer. And Caden Kent's been a big story through the course of this World Series as he plays for the injured superstar Braden Montgomery. You see his numbers right there. It is warm, as we've told you, about 98 degrees. The wind is blowing a little bit right to left. And Sechrist, who for the most part during his career has been a midweek starter, has emerged here on the weekend and certainly on this stage. We're almost set for first pitch between Tennessee and A&M with a national championship on the line. Sechrist looks around, makes sure his infield and outfield are where they should be, and he's ready to deliver the first pitch of the winner-take-all Game 3. And as he does, it's in there for a strike. Krhovac is a huge kid. He's the third baseman, only a freshman, hitting a .182 here in the World Series with a double and a homer.
White.
A&M was 7 outs away on Sunday from winning it all, and then the Volunteer bats showed up. There is a man. A whole bunch of TCU teams here, and when he did, it was really built by his recruiting coordinator, who happens to be the head coach on the other side, Tony Vitello. Gets the call down low. We're even at 2-2. And Vitello sends out the same lineup he did. We saw Christian Moore, the second baseman, come out of that game late yesterday. He is in the starting lineup. He is at second base. And Krhovac sends this one down the line in right. It is right along that foul line, and there is one man out as Kavares Tears was there to make the play.
Wind's going to make a difference tonight. Coming in from right, it's blowing pretty good, and when it gusts, it is coming straight in from that right field wall. Probably help keep that ball fair right there and not blow it into the stands.
Yeah, going to be tough to ride one out of here to right field. This man can do it right here, though. This is the kind of strength that can cut through the wind.
6'6", 230, Katy, Texas. Sophomore Laviolette, who's likely to break every home run record at A&M. He's got 29 of them already. 72-mile-an-hour pitch in there for strike one. College baseball, you are allowed to shift, unlike Major League Baseball, so they have 3 on the right side of the infield.
Down.
We got umpires wearing microphones. We got umpires wearing cameras. Grady Smith is calling balls and strikes tonight.
Hear that take? Jace Laviolette calling ball. Grady Smith did not agree.
I heard.
And Xander Sechrist doing what he's been doing for the last 5 weeks or so, which is just absolutely painting at the bottom of the zone.
The 1-2.
Wait.
2-2. He threw it right where his catcher Cal Stark wanted it. A little too far outside, testing the zone of the umpire.
He will live away to both righties and lefties. And you can see Cal Stark sitting a good 6-8 inches off the plate. They're just fine with that one being off.
Down.
3 balls, 2 strikes. The hat comes flying off as Xander Sechrist Ed. 6 1/3 against Florida State Wednesday. 3 NCAA games started for Got him there. And they're at 2 down as he catches Laviolette out front swinging at him.
He's been rolling, KP, and the big part of it is ability to decelerate the fastball. The college game has so much turned into a power arm game, but Sechrist has found his niche, slowing the baseball down. You'll see a breaking ball that'll be into the upper 60s at times, and Laviolette just couldn't hold the barrel back.
Catcher Jackson Appel. He was hurt late in the game yesterday as he looks at a fastball in there. Strike one at 87 miles an hour. Out of Houston, Texas, 6 feet, 200 pounds. And one of the men who come through the transfer portal in this game. That one's down. It's 1 ball and a strike.
What I love about Sechrist too is he's not he's not going to throw a fastball above 90 probably tonight, maybe 91, but yet he uses the fastball very effectively and is not afraid to pound his own with it.
Appel on the ground to second. Moore charges. He has time, and he will make the play. Good first inning for Sechrist. He goes 1, 2, 3, and the balls will come to the plate when we come back.
ESPN Plus. It's the spot for the NCAA, MLB, UFC, 30 for 30s, all your favorite teams on any screen. Anywhere you need ESPN Plus. It's in the ESPN app.
What's the score of the game?
The new Hyundai Elantra with America's best warranty. There's joy in every journey. Lease the Elantra for $179 a month or get 3.49% APR for 60 months or $500 bonus cash. See your Middle Tennessee Hyundai dealer.
Is that your new Nissan Rogue?
Yeah, crazy story. So this morning, I'm at the Nissan Thrill of Summer sales event, taking a test drive. When Dave, the sales guy, is like, "You're gonna love this." He shows me the best-in-class fuel economy and lets me know it's recommended by Consumer Reports. When Dave says, "These cars are going fast," I knew I had to have that Rogue.
Nissan offers 6 vehicles starting under $30,000, like Rogue with 2.9% financing for 60 months.
There you see Rick Barnes on the left. You got Peyton Manning. Heupel's up there somewhere as well. Talk about Rick Barnes, man. He has reloaded again after coming up just a little short last year with Connect and Ziegler. Both these schools are going to have teams in the top 25 when we get around to having college basketball, the SEC, locked and loaded again. Our Capital One batting order here. Moore, a superstar to start this whole thing off. And then Burke, who's been tremendous. Dreiling, right now you can't get him out.
No, and he's positioned himself. If Tennessee's able to win this one, we talked about Lampkin potentially being the most outstanding player. Certainly Dylan Dreiling would be in that mix. He has been so clutch for this team.
So's a left-hander, and he's been incredibly clutch during this College World Series. Coming in, I'm not sure if Texas A&M knew exactly what they were going to get from Justin Lampkin in his first start. His 2 starts here, he's got 8 innings. He's punched out 15. It's a low to mid-90s fastball. Relies on his slider. Good ride on the fastball. You'll see when he's right, that fastball is going to be at the top of the zone, but he hasn't had a string of back-to-back as good the entire season, really, as he's had here in Omaha.
And so Sunday, A&M used 5 pitchers. 4 of them made their first appearance in the World Series. Both of these teams have just about every weapon they want out of the bullpen. Cortez, who was phenomenal yesterday, will not be available for A&M, but for the most part, everyone else is. And this is the all-hands-on-deck game. That guy right there put on a display with his stuff, throwing 101+ miles an hour consistently. But that was yesterday. This is today. Here's Moore, the second baseman, hitting .409 here in Omaha. And this is light tower power. Strike one, a little more velocity coming from Lampkin. Out of Corpus Christi, just a sophomore. This will be one of the names we hear when it comes to the Major League Baseball draft. Lampkin ahead, 0-2. They set up high and away. Wait. He hit his spot, but it was too far out. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Lampkin's going to show you 3 pitches. He loves to throw the fastball up above the belt and then turn that changeup over. He'll throw a back foot slider on top of that as well.
That ball is pulled down the line, and it is out of here! What a start for the Vols as Moore leaves the yard. It's 1-0 Tennessee. There is a little bit of that light tower power, and we've seen already from Moore in this series. He hit for the cycle, the second ever to do it, and on that night he added a double, and he starts with a 2-strike shot to left.
Well, Justin Lampkin's been getting everybody out all week with this pitch. The fastball just above the belt. Simo looked like he was hunting it. He gets the barrel to the back of that baseball, and when he hits it square, it's a no-doubter. The ball's on the board first.
Exit velocity of 109 miles an hour. A 1-2-3 top half from Sechrist, and now they go up 1-0. Burke looks at a breaking pitch high, ball 1. He is a record holder with 34 and a career mark of 61. He is the emotional leader of this team. And a 1-0, swing and a miss. on the games that Moore hasn't hit, he has been in the middle of everything, and that was the case yesterday as well. Threw a big walk, looked at his bench, and that's what led to the homer, as this one is fouled back.
Yeah, I just think a good early sign, too, for the Tennessee bench. I'm sure they've been watching film of Lampkin all day long and seeing how many guys have come up empty on that fastball up above the belt. And for their leader to launch one to start the gate will give everybody in that dugout confidence.
All right, let's see. He's working ahead again, 1-2. And that one is into right. That's going to get down, and a couple of pitches left up. One left the building, and now the top two have each gotten a hit.
Pretty good approaches from two of the best hitters in all of college baseball right there. Slider that just kind of hangs out over the plate. Blake Burke keeps that barrel in the zone about as long as anybody in the country. Is it long enough there to hook it down the right field line? Solid contact to start for both Christian Moore and Blake Burke.
And already the cheering section for the Orange. Rocky Top up, standing, and clapping. Billy Amick is the three-hole hitter. He's the third baseman. Amick has been terrific all season, struggling a little bit here in the World Series, 5 for 21.
There you go. That's what Lampkin needs, right? He's got to be able to throw his fastball. It's his best pitch. And for him to be able to challenge right there in a 1-0 count and get a uncomfortable swing, that might get him settled in.
Left side of the infield, Grahovac, Camarillo as they throw behind Burke, who has stolen 11. Caden Kent's at second. Ted Burton at first with Appel behind the plate. Sorrell, Chestnut, Laviolette in the outfield left to right. Leadoff home run, Christian Moore, as we're just underway at a winner-take-all game 3.
Good one there. That's the changeup that Lampkin can, when he gets on top of it, has that good sink. I think the other important thing for Lampkin, just because they lean on a fastball early, you can't go away from who you are. That fastball up is who he is.
They've gotten 2 hits with 2 strikes. And Lampkin finds himself ahead in the count 1-2. Dylan Dreiling on deck. He's got a couple of homers here already and a quality at bat nearly every time up. Nobody out. And this one is playable. Here comes the center fielder, Chestnut, still coming. And now he will stop. Burke way off first base. Didn't know if anybody was going to get there, and he retreats. And that brings up a guy who's beginning to cast his name in legendary status for the Vols when it comes to World Series. 2 homers. They talk about his heartbeat, and yesterday postgame, nobody seemed surprised at what Dreiling has been able to do. The draft eligible sophomore hitting .422, 5 homers, 12 RBIs in the tournament.
Well, and it was this man right here that when the weight of the scoreless game was starting to build, he's the one that busted it open. And they were just waiting. You could feel it for somebody to come up with a clutch swing of the bat, and it was Dreiling that delivered.
Yeah, he has been Captain Clutch. Did it against Florida State. That one missed. 2 balls, no strikes. You watch these games, and you can tell, guys, certain players, their takes on the pitches are more comfortable than others, and Dreiling seems very comfortable.
He seemed pretty comfortable with everybody since he showed up.
Yeah.
About a week and a half ago. Been very in control at bats for the most part from Dreiling. There's still plenty of power in it.
Out of Hayes, Kansas. And a 4-pitch walk. Means first and second for Hunter Ensley. And with with an offense as potent and capable as Tennessee, they got a chance to put a crooked number on the board early, and that's going to bring Max Weiner, the pitching coach for A&M, out to talk to Justin Lampkin.
Well, Justin Lampkin, we talked about it right from the jump. I mean, this is a guy that has literally carved his way through 2 appearances here at the College World Series. Been very low stress, 8 innings, only 5 base runners. So a leadoff home run. Now you already have 2 guys aboard. This is not the situation he's found himself in over the last couple outings. And so Max Weiner's got to go out there and slow him down and try to instill the confidence of what they've seen from him his last 2 times out.
That's a critical number. Those 2 appearances you're talking about both came against the Gators. Against all other SEC teams this season, the ERA is higher than 8. Are there any similarities between Florida's offense and Tennessee's offense that would lead you to think Lampkin can pitch the same way and have the same success, or not?
Well, I think there's more diversity and more depth in this lineup. Both of them rely on the home run, but I think this Tennessee lineup a little scarier, especially at the bottom part.
Here is the junior Hunter Ensley out of Huntington, Tennessee. Had one of the highlight reel catches of this World Series early in the week. He's got 2 on, and a first pitch. He swings at and misses on a changeup at 83. Home run for Moore to get things jump started. Ensley a 300 average, a homer, 3 RBIs at Omaha.
That's one.
Pretty good start to this sequence.
What do you think the percentage of times is the pitching coach goes out and all of a sudden things
get locked back in?
Seem to get
high,
better?
Very high. And you can tell Ensley's been ready to hit, but not only does he come out and throw 2 strikes after the meeting, but 2 strikes with off-speed pitches. And Ensley barely caps that second one. Now this is where Lampkin's been, where he slowed the bat down a couple times. This is where that high fastball can really be effective.
Well, he'd love to get a ground ball. You saw already here in the first, Josh Stewart is warming in that bullpen. Swing and a miss, and a much better at bat that time for Lampkin as Ensley is gone, and now there are 2 down.
Obviously the outcome is good there, but I like the pitch calls because so often when guys get excited on the mound, you speed everything up going to home plate. Well, the easiest way to slow you down is if you throw off speed pitches, because you have to. Your body has to slow down some. That's 3 straight, all down and out of the zone. Ensley couldn't hold off of any of them. It's the first strikeout of the night for Justin Lampkin.
Well, we learned that from Sechrist in the top of the first. Slow things down. And he went 1, 2, 3. Left on left for Caveras. Tears the right fielder. Swings at the first one, sends this towards foul territory. Grahovac can't see it, and now the shortstop Camarillo's going over, and nobody's gonna get it. The first look from the third baseman was, I have no idea where it is, and then both Sorrell, the left fielder, and Camarillo picked it up. Look at Grahovac right away.
He didn't see it. He didn't see it, and this is where that wind does play a factor because it's spinning away. It's going to take it even further away from Alec Camarillo, and the third baseman, Gavin Grahovac, he didn't see it off the bat. And I think Camarillo understood the only guy that's got a chance to make this play is him. He put his head down, but just wasn't able to get there in time. Off the bat looked like maybe A&M's off the field. Instead, really dangerous Caveras Tears still standing there.
Yeah. Big foul territory here at Charles Schwab Field, both first and third baseline. Next pitch to Tears, that's down. And we have seen World Series change on fly balls that are not caught in foul territory.
Well, and it's always a part of the storyline here on bright sunny days, the left side of the field, because it is bearing down on that part of the park.
Burke is at second, Dreiling at first. That one missed as well. 2 balls and a strike. Feels like such a big part of the game. We're only in the first. For both Lampkin to get out of it and Tennessee to add to it. Tears, slow roller, getting over there to cover. Lampkin on the underhand flip from his first baseman, Burton. And at least in that mini battle, Lampkin survives. Moore exit stage left to get it going.
It's a primetime dude right here. Simo getting the party started for the Vols with a bomb to left. Tennessee strikes first.
Time is luxury. Who you spend it with, what you spend it doing. Why we spend so much time designing and refining, creating the control and the feel that defines electric performance. To make the time you spend behind the wheel of a Polestar the best time of your day. Build and order now at polestar.com.
These are all keepers.
Store more, share more. Get iPhone 15 Pro on us and get a great deal on iPad and Apple Watch SE. Connect with AT&T.
Hey, I'll give you $574 if you switch. For Gerald? Well, okay. So what about $574 for switching your home insurance to Allstate?
Well, I try not to think about home insurance too complicated.
Actually, Allstate can handle the switching for you. Just call them.
It's that easy to save?
Yep, and you get Allstate.
Oh, well, that's a step up. Goodbye, Gerald.
Check Allstate first, and you could save hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Hey, Tom, we have teams from the same conference meeting in the championship round of this World Series. 6 times those teams have been from the SEC, and the winner will give the conference their 16th baseball title and 10th since 2009. It was the Horned Frogs in 2012. They began a pretty good, successful run with Schlossnagle as the head man and Tony Vitello as his assistant. Elander is there as well, and now Vitello and Elander are on the same staff. Tony then went to Arkansas, and Tennessee loved what he was doing there, so he is now their head man, and they love him in Knoxville. He is a rock star. As Hayden Schott is up now and looks at a slow pitch in there for strike 1. Schott's the DH. And he just reached out and served that into left field. He will be aboard. Hayden Schott with his 7th hit of this World Series.
And for all of the power in this A&M lineup, and there's plenty of it, nobody has more hits on the year than that guy. Hayden Schott, the graduate transfer from Columbia, took a first pitch. It was off the plate, but called for a strike. And this time knows he's probably got to protect a little bit more. Lets it travel, shoots it to left for the first hit of the night for the Aggies.
And Schott also has been hampered by a hamstring. On some level, it is amazing that A&M has gotten this far, given the injuries to their Saturday starter and their superstar Montgomery, and yet they continue to play well as that one misses away. 1-0 to Ted Burton, the first baseman. That is Braden Montgomery. We will see him in the major leagues in a couple of years. And that is a massive presence that is not in this lineup. 1-0, this one into left. Heading back, Ensley. He will be there to make the running catch shy of the track. There is one down.
Okay, that's a couple barrels in a row now, and they need Ted Burton to drive the baseball. That ball's hit pretty stinking good out there in the left center field. I thought he was going to carry a little bit more, and it just didn't really get going.
I thought it got in on him just enough, but if Ted Burton gets it, he can run it out of here. But both approaches this inning right on the barrel for the Aggies.
Xander Sechrist has 1 out. He's thrown 18 pitches. It's not a huge threat to run there at first in Schott. Here's the left fielder, Caden Sorrell. He comes in having a very productive College World Series, over 360 with the double and a homer. He's just a freshman, and as far as foundation pieces for the next couple of years, this is going to be one of them at A&M.
Yeah, this is a kid with a really high ceiling. The body's still got a ton of filling out to do, but he's already made a pretty big splash here in his first trip through the league.
It's a massive outfield. And he swings and sends this one to center field. That sends Ensley back. And just like that, if you're going to live in the deepest part of this ballpark, that's a graveyard for baseballs, especially tonight.
That's a pretty good night to do it. If you're a fly ball guy and it's heading out towards center field, probably a pretty good chance that guy's going to run it down.
Well, and that's just something you don't see the Aggies do a whole lot first time through the order. They don't typically make first pitch outs or really even offer at the first pitch. So you can bet Camarillo is going to have a patient at bat right here. Jim Schlossnagle loves to make the pitcher work, especially first time through.
Camarillo is the junior shortstop, just a $176. He's got 3 hits here, and that is in there for a strike at 87. Remember yesterday there was high frustration for the Volunteers guys. The leadoff hitter was on base 4 times in the first 6 innings. They didn't get a run. Here's A&M with their leadoff man on, and now 2 down.
Nope.
Camarillo is one of those guys that has had the opportunity to play both at the Little League World Series with the team from Chula Vista and here at the College World Series. The crowd has filled in nicely on a very hot, humid day in Omaha. Temperature still around 98 degrees. Sechrist on a 1-2 setup way outside. That's where he goes.
All fastballs in this at bat. 4 straight heaters.
And all away. Just away, away, away. And Sechrist may surprise you in late in the count sometime, but for the most part, he's going to try to run everything away from both righties and lefties.
2-2 to Camarillo, 3-2. It's away. The crowd, who didn't have the viewpoint we did, including that guy, Tony Fratello. See where maybe from a different angle it might look like a strike, but it wasn't.
No, that ball's out. And Tony asked Cal Stark what he thought, and Cal Stark verified it to his skipper. That ball's off the plate.
Caden Kent on deck on a 3-2, and he got him to chase. Really good start for Xander Sechrist. Ball's got 1. They're coming up for the second time when we come back.
Ooh, $3.99 and stuffed with pepperoni and cheese.
You want Crazy Puffs fast? You go with Hot and Ready.
Now I have time for more summer fun.
Go long! Ah! Walk in for $3.99 Hot and Ready Crazy Puffs at Little Caesars. Pizza, pizza.
The thrill of finding your path with the Nissan Pathfinder Rock Creek.
The game is changing, but what drives the game never will. What you have inside. It refuses to be ignored. It sweats everything. It turns an athlete into a legend. It demands respect. The game will always change, but it never will. Gatorade, is it in you?
At Cracker Barrel, we're putting a little sting in every bite of our fried chicken. But our new sweet heat sauce will have you saying, ooh, not ow. What are you waiting for? Buzz on in and try it. And now, get here early for deals on dinner classics.
Cal Stark is my guy. That's my guy.
That's what you want when you coach a team, is you want a guy who's an extension of you on the field.
That ball is driven to left field. He's watching, so is everyone else. It's out of here.
He's a fighter. He does everything he's asked of, and he's what every teammate wants.
The Knoxville native was 0 for 16 before hitting that 2-run home run yesterday. And Vitello gets emotional when talking about him. He says, I see so much of myself in him. Because he's not the best player out there, but he's a guy that I trust. And for a local kid who grew up watching Tennessee baseball to be able to help his team be 1 win away from a national championship, he told me yesterday, was a dream.
Yeah, and there they are. There's Stark right behind Vitello, who's on the top step. It's 1-0. Here's Dean Curley. He's the shortstop. And that's in there for a strike, 1-1.
Well, and for all the struggles on offense, he changed the game yesterday on defense. I mean, the back pick was one of the biggest plays in the game. And then, oh, by the way, the 2-run homer to get his bat going.
Quietly, the freshman shortstop's had a massive College World Series as he swings and misses, hitting .368 with a double 3 RBIs. And, you know, the prototypical shortstop now has just gotten bigger and bigger, whether he stays there or not, but he fills the uniform out. Good take. He thought about it.
Lampkin tried to go backdoor slider right there, and close enough that you get an offer on that one sometimes, but a good take by the freshman.
Curly Peebles starts 7-8-9 here in the bottom of the second, and then back to the top for Moore, who homered to lead off the game. That's way outside as well. I brought that up, KP, last half. And this is kind of a shirt-off day with a fan, if you can find one.
That's
won't chew on that one, but
KP, don't get any ideas.
It is pure joy.
Back up the middle. What a job by Lampkin to snare that. And there is one down. So KP, pitcher, you had 2 on. You were kind of on the ropes, and they only allowed the home run. How much carryover is there? We do have that axiom in baseball. You better get the pitcher early or he can settle in.
Yeah, I mean, I think confidence level's way high for Lampkin, and you get your bell rung with the first guy, and then you come back and work yourself out of a jam, and that gets that confidence level back up. The environment's not going to wow him today. He's already been out there twice in this tournament, and I think he'll give him a chance.
Hannah Peebles, the DH, he's only had a couple of plate appearances here out of Ashland, Virginia, at 5'11", $194. And then Stark is on deck. They will shift on the infield. Caden Kent moves to the shortstop side of the bag. Oh, and 2.
That's the one he seems to have the most comfort with right now, is that slider.
See if he comes again with it a little lower on the back foot of the righty. No, went outside, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It feels as though, and this might have been the plan coming into it, it feels as though since the home run by Moore, it's been very off-speed heavy. Almost as if Max Wiener maybe just feels like they are really come into this game hunting that high fastball.
2-2, and now it's 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And that would be the book on Lampkin if you're coming in. Hey, force that fastball down. He's going to use it. And he's had great success on the fastball this year. Fastball up. Guys are hitting about 160 against him. They don't get to it very often.
3-2 to the 8th hitter, who has not yet gotten a hit here in Omaha. He fouled that one off.
Peebles back in the lineup at the DH after 3 walks yesterday. He's got 4 in limited plate appearances here in Omaha. Has not done any damage necessarily from a hit standpoint, but has found himself on the bag.
Swing and a miss. He pulled a spring there, and that's the 2nd strikeout for Lampkin.
He's almost using that slider like a changeup. I mean, the velocity difference isn't enough. The velocity on the slider and the changeup are about identical. You can see the dot. It didn't come back that much, which isn't necessarily a bad thing in that situation. It's the velocity difference in location that gets Peebles out in front of him.
Not a ton of sweep to that slider, but like you're saying, KP, from a reaction standpoint, he's just really using it just simply to get him off the fastball and out in front.
Chris Button pointed out Stark was 0 for 16 before the big fly yesterday, and he starts him off with the ball out. Christian Moore, the leadoff hitter, is on deck. What a thrill it is for Stark out of Knoxville, Tennessee, to be wearing the Vols uniform and trying to get that school its first championship.
Yes.
Interesting that they've gone soft against Stark. That's what he hit out yesterday, was a breaking ball from a left-hander. Lampkin trying to post a 0 here after 1 in the first. Aggie fans standing up to support.
Interesting, too. They've been living away to the righties. They just called a pitch clock violation on Lampkin, so that will be a ball against him. So the count, instead of 1-2, goes to 2-2. 20 seconds they have to begin the delivery and throw. Try to avoid seeing more again if you're Lampkin. 3-2. That's not a play. Good job by Stark. Must do wonders for a player when your coach sits there and says, that's my guy. He's my guy. You're at an 0 for 16 and he's my guy.
Well, Cal Stark took a lot of heat last year because the bat didn't do a ton, but Tony Vitello has made it clear to everybody the defense and the leadership are worth some of the cold spells with the bat.
Way inside. That is a walk to Stark. And that will bring Christian Moore back to the plate. Good at bat by the catcher, Stark.
Good at bat, but that pitch clock violation figures into that right there. I mean, you add a ball in the middle of it, misses. Instead of it being 3-2 right now, you walked a 9-hole hitter, and you got to deal with this guy with runner on base.
And small sample size here in Omaha, but he led off this game with a homer. Danny Higgins was the last to do that for the Tigers in '97 in a championship game. And he hit for the cycle earlier with the double. So let's see if he's that streak guy. Swings at that first one, looking for his second.
Back and challenged him with a fastball up to start it right away.
Almost the identical pitch he hit out of the ballpark.
Christian Moore will let you know, I take this very personally. It's me against that guy out there, and I'm going to win it. This one popped up, foul territory. Burton is there. He will make the play, and they get Moore, who didn't look like he saw that very well. Charles Schwab Field in Omaha. We have played 2 of the championship game. It's 1-0 Vols.
If you're not here for Fandom 101, you're in the wrong class. Here, we learn the fundamentals of fanology, the basics of bringing the noise, and the physics of bringing it out. Your path to fan mastery begins here. It's all part of the curriculum. The NCAA Championships. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets. Class dismissed.
I have relapsing MS, but I still want to spend my time my way. I chose Kesimpta because it works for me and my schedule.
Kesimpta is a B-cell treatment for RMS that had powerful results, a reduced rate of relapses, and slowed disability progression.
I take it myself once a month, at home or on the go. When I'm ready, treatment time is less than a minute. So more of my time is up to me time.
Don't take if you've had an allergic reaction to ofatumumab, life-threatening injection-related reaction to Kesimpta, or have hepatitis B. Tell your doctor if you've had hepatitis B, as it could come back. Kesimpta can cause serious side effects, including fatal infections. While no PML cases were reported in RMS clinical trials, it could happen. Tell your doctor if you had or plan to have vaccines, or if you are or plan to become pregnant. Kesimpta may decrease certain antibodies. Most common side effects are upper respiratory tract infection, headache, and injection reactions.
Kesimpta fits my life, so how I fill my time is up to me.
Ask your doctor about Kesimpta for RMS.
Former major leaguer, there's Jeff Kent. That is Caden, who is coming up. His dad, Mom Dana, right there to his left. What a career he had. 17 years in the bigs, 5-time All-Star. Bounced around, and on the teams he was on, he made a big-time impact. Check out the All-Star game in 2005. Caden going a little blue lollipop, got the Dodgers uni on. And here we are from 05 to 24. And for those just watching for the first time, given a championship game, Jeff will not show a ton of emotion. And Mom will. And this guy has been phenomenal in the tournament. Got inserted into the lineup when Montgomery went down, and he has been on fire in this tournament. He bats 8, Travis Chestnut 9. Then we go back to the top of the order in a 1-0 game in the third. Yep, takes a lot off that, man. It's like a lollipop curve coming in at 71.
That velocity difference is almost 20 miles an hour between a fastball and that one.
Ouch.
Take your time.
Hurt. You can hear him. Berkey, as a hitter, is it easy or impossible to adjust to a pitch if you're sitting fastball and it's 71 miles an hour? Can you lay back and still get that?
Yeah, you definitely can. You just have to really set your sights on letting the fastball get deep. So that's why when people talk about facing guys that are crafty and guys that can really slow the ball down, everybody talks about hitting the fastball the other way, because you really have to bring your contact point almost inside your front foot so that you don't get caught fishing on that off-speed stuff.
The 1-2. That's fouled straight back. And this one is to left center field, and it is hanging up there, and a nice running catch for Dylan Dreiling. Hit pretty well by Kent, but it hung up there and blew towards the left fielder.
And that ball had double in the gap written all over it when it left Caden Kent's bat. But Dylan Dreiling saw it off the bat, and as you said, Ravi, the wind just rides it right back to him. This Tennessee outfield defense has been spectacular here in Omaha, and Dylan Dreiling taking another extra base hit away there with a fantastic read in the gap.
So Kent retired. And that is 4 in a row for Xander Sechrist as Travis Chestnut comes up. Breaking pitch in there for a strike to the outfielder. He's hitting a .154 out of Pflugerville, Texas. He's just 5'7", 155.
Tennessee really anticipating the bunt for a hit here. Blake Burke is over and in. Billy Amick almost on the grass. And see Burke, he's over because he's trying to take away that push bunt. You can tell they have prepped for what they're going to do if there's a push bunt. Burke's going to go for the ball, and Sechrist is going to have to beat him to the bag.
Late 1-2.
Sechrist doesn't hit the white of the plate very much. I mean, if he misses, he's just missing off. There's not too many that are in the middle third of the plate that he has thrown yet today.
How about a little two-strike bunt?
Really?
Safe at first, and they throw it away. He's going to head to second. A two-strike bunt from Chestnut, and he is in scoring position. You don't see that very often.
That was awesome. A two-strike bunt for a hit. The defense obviously, once they get to 2 strikes, they're out of there. Nobody bunts for a hit with 2 strikes. Are you kidding me? Chestnut drops this down softly, kind of in no man's land, and really Cal Stark needs to put that one in his back pocket. Chestnut, one of the fastest players in college baseball. Once you have to run that far and throw it out of control, you're never going to throw him out. Blake Burke couldn't get there because Chestnut was between him and the baseball. And that's an extra 90 feet on an ill-advised throw.
That is a circle at bat.
100%.
Right,
wrote it down, circle, bunt. Now Grahovac. Ball 1, and the hat flies off of Sechrist's head again. The 3rd or 4th time he's had to pick it up and put it back on.
It's a pretty violent head snap with Sechrist. It's a non-traditional move with his head as he comes through the release point. That hat it has a hard time staying on with that big league salad he's got rocking.
7th bunt for a hit by the guy behind him. He's going to third on the off-speed pitch. The throw down, and he is at third base. Travis Chestnut's speed and wheels have paid off. And that was a really good job, by the way, by Amick to make sure it didn't go into left field.
Yeah, Amick turns into a catcher at this point. Just block it and make sure it stays in front of you, because if that gets by with the speed of Chestnut, I mean, he can somersault home at that point. He has changed the game with his feet in this third inning.
18 stolen bases now on the year. Grahovac swings and misses. It's 1-2.
When the fan bases are engaged, we got some real noise in the stadium right now. Chestnut has gotten everybody fired up.
Infield plays back. Grahovac trying to make contact.
Wait.
How about it, guys? I mean, when's the last time you've seen a two-strike bunt?
Not for a hit.
That worked. Yeah, I know, for a hit.
Not for a hit. I honestly can't remember one.
You may see it on a sack that they keep on, but no.
Grahovac hits that over the head of Amick. And Chestnut's going to score. It is 1-1. Gavin Grahovac drives him in.
All right, first time all year that A&M has bunted with 2 strikes, and it totally changed the offensive field. Chestnut gets on, uses his legs, and Grahovac does what he's done all year, just fires one to left.
KP, you talked about Sechrist didn't throw a whole lot of balls in the middle of the plate. That one was a changeup that caught way too much of the plate, and the Aggies manufacture one with some really good baseball.
And just a little emotional flat start for them. That has changed. Here's Laviolette, and he looks at strike 1. Another one that caught a little more of the plate than Cal Stark wanted. He's set up outside. For Grahovac, his 66th run batted in on the season. He gets the call on the corner. Good pitch. Game 1 of this series, in which they won 9-5, 8 of the 9 runs that they scored, A&M, came on 2-strike swings.
Yeah, big theme of game 1 is A&M take advantage of poorly executed 2-strike pitches.
0-2 and a spoil there by Laviolette.
I think sometimes, KP, we've talked about this a lot. Like sometimes you can be too much of a strike thrower.
Yeah.
And you got to be able to learn when you're ahead in the count to stretch the zone and try to force these hitters to not chase, because these guys are too locked in. You make a mistake with 2 strikes, they are going to make you pay.
29 home runs on the season for Laviolette. And a little squibber. First base unoccupied. They go to second, safe at second base. There was no play at first base, and Burke decided to go to second for the force, and everybody's safe.
There are times, and I don't know if Christian Moore can make this play or not, but there are times that Burke just goes too far. At this point, with a lefty on the mound, if he fields that ball, you are not getting it out at first base. The only chance that you would have is if Christian Moore can charge in and make that play. But with Burke, I mean, once you glove it, the only chance you have to go to second. There's no way, but you do it again, it's probably a good one to stay home on.
Right, Christian Moore came in there and was talking to the dugout. He thought the ball hit Laviolette on the swing. Doesn't look like we're going to get a review. I did not think it did live. No.
It's interesting too. That's the first time all night that Sechrist has intentionally thrown fastball in, and it was executed well. He put it exactly where he wanted to. Laviolette just hit it in a place that they couldn't do anything with it.
Longtime pitching coach Frank Anderson in his 7th year will come on out. What a quirky inning offensively. A 2-strike bunt, and then a steal of third after the error. A Grahovac single, a Laviolette single that probably had an exit velocity of about 42 miles an hour, and no play as it was a Bermuda Triangle hit between Sechrist and Burke.
Yeah, and Moore's playing deep. Laviolette's such a powerful left-handed hitter. Moore's playing deep. I just don't know with how well Laviolette runs if that ball gets to Moore. I don't
know
think
if
they
it
get
does
him
or
out.
not.
Yeah.
My point is, with Burke making that play,
that was it.
We eliminate
That's right.
the play at first
That's
base.
right.
You fully eliminate it because nobody can get back to it.
That sets it up for Jackson Appel. Hovack is at second. Laviolette is at first. The first real jam for Sechrist. So again, it wasn't a big hit, but it was a 2-strike hit for Laviolette. Back up the middle. Moore will take it himself. Go to first. And a pretty play. Double play. Christian Moore. And that will end the inning. How about Travis Chestnut laying down a 2-strike bunt, coming around to score? We're heading bottom 3 of a 1-1 championship game.
"20 seconds a week to lose 20% of your weight in a year with diet and exercise. That's the power of GLP-1s through Row. Connect with a provider today at row.co/20.
USAA? You were in the military?
No, my grandpa was. He passed membership to my mom, then me.
Huh.
Yeah, if your spouse, parent, or grandparent served, they could pass it to you.
I'll check it out.
USAA, for the military community and their families.
When you choose a Blue Moon, everything becomes brighter. Crafted with Valencia orange peel and coriander, Blue Moon is made brighter.
And when I got there, they have the sushi like
This is Clem.
they're built like sushi, classy. So
Clem's not a morning person,
I'm tasting it.
or a night person, or a people person. But he is an I can solve this in 4 different ways person. And that person is impossible to replace. You need Clem. Clem needs benefits. Work with Principal so we can help you help Clem with a retirement and benefits plan that's right for him.
Short, but I'm confident, you know.
Let our expertise round out yours.
But wait, there's Marco's! Turn up the heat with Marco's new fiery pepperoni pizza for just $8.99. With our new 3-pepper spicy cheese blend and crispy cupped pepperoni on an always golden crust. Try the whole fiery flavors menu for a limited time.
Welcome back to Omaha. You scan the crowd, you see A&M fans with the word good across their hats. That comes from a slogan of a former Navy SEAL, Jocko Willink. The idea behind it in a podcast that he had put together was that when something bad happens, there's always something good that comes out of it. And Jim Schlossnagle has used that with his team this year. You didn't get the job you want? Good. It gives you a chance to work harder. And so even for yesterday, when he got up on the podium after the game, it was, you lost that game? Good. It gives you a chance to play the game that you love one more day. We're not looking at this as we have to play another game. It's we get to play another game.
Yeah, that's a good point, Chris. And that's the same echo by Vitello and Tennessee. What an opportunity for these guys to be on this field in a winner-take-all showdown. First pitch away. This is a championship game for 2 schools that have never won a baseball championship. And there is such tradition and pride in these programs. As Ryan McGee said at the top, hard to believe that hasn't happened yet. Burke rips this one to the gap. And it's going to get over the head of the center fielder. And Chestnut had no chance. That thing was ripped. And a double for Blake Burke to lead off the bottom of the 3rd.
Well, that's another fastball that Tennessee gets the barrel to. This ball is absolutely compressed. A fastball right around the belt again. Blake Burke, as flat as you can move the barrel, centers that one up and cuts it through a 15-mile-an-hour wind into center field. The ball's got the leadoff man on in scoring position.
No chance for Chestnut to get it. And here is Amick. Be a good answer for the Vols after A&M scored their first run of the game. You notice anything with Amick's swing? Because he's been so good all year.
He looks in between to me. You know, yesterday there was a lot of taking today, the fact he comes up there and swings and misses a first pitch off speed pitch, I think is actually a good sign that he's at least ready for the fastball.
Grounder, and now in contact, heading to third is Burke. And will throw across the diamond, and Camarillo will get him out.
That's a pretty good read by Burke right there. Because it's reading ultimately where Grohovac started at third base and what his break was. Because generally, ball to your right there, you're not going to go. But knowing that there's no chance Grohovac can get back to third base, his baseball knowledge is off the charts good. Sometimes it's too good when he's at first base. But it's little stuff like that. He doesn't run great. Runs fine, but
that's stealing.
Great.
Yeah,
that's just a really good. That's a really good baseball play.
Puts himself in position now to score on a sac fly, and here's Dreiling, who walked his first time up. He's been their best hitter, and he sends that one back.
I think Blake Burke, he plays the game with a fearlessness. You see it on defense that he's not thinking about messing up. He's thinking about making a play. And as you said, KP, even though he's not a burner, he reads balls very well. And that one is a great example of kind of a tweener ball that allows him to get to third.
Saw the numbers there. He's been a doubles machine, and that one is a little bit in. What did he tell us before the game? You had asked him about his telling Vitello, challenge the play, challenge the play. And he was right a couple of times yesterday. And then he said, but I'm usually terrible.
Yeah, I'm never good all year. But
might have got him to 50%. He was
2 for 2 yesterday. He's got 11 stolen bags.
Yeah.
And you're right. I mean, I was thinking to be credited as a stolen base.
Yeah.
It's just as good as a stolen base right there.
It's a base very few people would have taken.
Infield back on the right side. Grohovac even with the bag. 2-1 pitch on the way to Dreiling, and he swings. He was way out in front of it.
That gives you some information right there, KP. You're right, Ravi. He was way out in front. The body was moving forward. The bat was way out in front.
And now they bring the middle infield and everyone else in. Trying to cut down Burke if he comes on contact. This one is driven to center field. Chestnut still going back, now under it, and that is the base running beauty of what Burke just did. He comes in to score on the sac fly. Back on top go the balls.
Well, that's a professional AB right there, KP, because we just talked about how he looked fooled, yet he makes an adjustment. Fastball away, just behind it. Takes the breaking ball up. Right here, spits on the one inside. Way out in front, probably thinking he's getting a fastball, but goes back to a two-strike approach. Right on time for a breaking ball that catches too much of the play.
Yeah.
And that is another professional at bat with a runner in scoring position from Dylan Dreiling.
9th RBI of the World Series for Dreiling. 2-1 Vols. Bases clear. 2 down. Hunter Ensley. One strike. This Tennessee program has been the best there is in the country since 2020. They have won more games, got a higher winning percentage than anybody else. And this year they have been late at #1 and dominant when it comes to hitting a long ball. And man, have they grown the crowd and the enthusiasm for baseball in Knoxville?
It's
Tony Vitello.
Yeah, a $100 million stadium coming. If that tells you anything.
Here's the 1-2 to Ensley, and this one is over the head of Kent, served into right field. And a 2-out, 2-strike hit for Hunter Ensley. Keep the inning going.
Same approach there as they did the first time up against Ensley. It was 4 off-speed pitches, a couple sliders and a couple changeups back to back. And you see this time Ensley had seen 3 in a row. Recognized off-speed, stayed back, shoots it to right center for a 2-out single.
That brings up the very dangerous Kavares Tears. We've seen him play both center and right. And he is an absolute glove wherever he is. A couple of phenomenal plays, and he can leave the yard with one swing. He's only one of the 5 guys that have got 20 home runs, and it's hard to fathom in college baseball that you have multiple 20 home run guys, let alone 5 of them. Ripped, and that is past Kent. Hensley will put the brakes on. Back-to-back hits with 2 down for Tennessee.
Well, you got to wonder, KP, we see some action down that A&M bullpen. How long do they stick with Lampkin? The stuff, especially the fastball, just doesn't look like it has the finish to it that we've seen from him so far here in Omaha.
His first 2 starts here in Omaha, 8 innings, 4 hits allowed, walk 1, struck out 15. Tonight he's already given up 5 hits, and they haven't really been cheap.
No, they've been hard hit. He's got 2 strikeouts. And the length of the Tennessee lineup brings Dean Curley, the shortstop. Call time with about 4 seconds on their pitch clock.
They're going to get him.
Yeah, I think they're taking him out. If they're going to wait that long and then call time and have Appel walk out there, I would assume that Jim Schlossnagel is probably the next one walking that way.
The pitching plan today for the Aggies was Lampkin, potentially through 4, maybe Stewart for 2, and then give the ball to Aschenbeck. And that certainly has been sped up here if they're already going to go to the right-handed slider ball specialist Josh Stewart here in the 3rd.
That's what it looks like is going to happen as the home plate ump goes out, and he looks over his shoulder and he sees the head coach of the Aggies coming to get his starting pitcher with 2 outs in the 3rd inning. Schlossnagel said something to Tears as he goes back for an offensive huddle, which put a smile on Tears' face. Lampkin done. The big righty coming in, Stewart. They'll come back here on ESPN. The men's championship game 3 winner takes it home.
If you have moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease, put it in check with Rinvoq, a once-daily pill.
When symptoms tried to take control, I got rapid relief and reduced fatigue with Rinvoq. Check.
When flares kept trying to slow me down, I got lasting steroid-free remission with Rinvoq. Check.
And when my doctor saw damage, Rinvoq helped visibly reduce damage of the intestinal lining. Check.
For both UC and Crohn's, rapid symptom relief, lasting steroid-free remission.
And visibly reduced damage. Check, check, and check.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal. Cancers, including lymphoma and skin. Heart attack, stroke, and GI tears occurred. People 50 and older with a heart disease risk factor have an increased risk of death. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Put UC and Crohn's in check and keep them there with Rinvoq.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Rinvoq and learn how AbbVie can help you save.
I just want a better grill. One that won't char my wallet.
Yeah, join the club.
It'd be cool if products were designed for me. Right? Be a part of the process.
Yeah, join the club.
I want a softer, more absorbent bath towel that's also antimicrobial.
Yeah, join the club.
Yeah, join the club and get exclusive Members Mark products specially developed to meet our members' highest standards. Join the club. Sam's Club.
The NCAA Men's College World Series is presented by Capital One. So Lampkin handed the ball over to Stewart, and that's what's happening again here in Game 3 of this Men's College World Series. And just 2 2/3 with the 2 earned runs. He is responsible for the guys on base. He grew up an A&M fan. He knows how special it is to be here as they make their first trip to the finals. What will we see from Stewart, and how does that figure with the offense he's facing?
Well, historically, we thought we'd see a lot of sliders, and that's kind of what Stewart has been this year, is throwing more sliders and fastballs. In this College World Series, at times he's pitched a little bit backwards when he needs to, but the slider is definitely his best.
All right, so the first bullpen arm in, and that is inside to Curley.
One thing to watch, Tennessee is the 4th best average against sliders of any team in Division I baseball. So if they go hunting sliders, it usually works out all right.
fastball at 92.
Max Wiener knows that, and he knows that it's a team that's very prepared and isn't afraid to sit on a breaking ball, and that's what KP said. Don't be surprised if he challenges with the fastball and sees if Tennessee's sitting slider.
1-1. There is the slider, too far down and away to Curley, the shortstop. He hit one back to Lampkin and was thrown out at first base. Ensley and Tears, they're both on second and first, each with a 2-out single. Curley rips one into left field. That is stung. That's going to bring Ensley in. Heading to third is Tears. Heading into second. And trying to get into a rundown is Curley. He is tagged out. But Dean Curley will knock in the third run of the game as the Vols add to it on a Curley RBI. Fourth here in Omaha. Through 3-1 Vols.
Refresh your senses with a kick of citrus flavor. Do the do.
University of Maryland Global Campus is a school for real life, one that values the successes you've already achieved. Earn up to 90 undergraduate credits for relevant experience and get the support you need from your first day to graduation day and beyond. What will your next success be?
Are you joking? You're joking. Tell me you're joking.
It's a little early for jokes, but here goes. This muffin goes on vacation.
What's happening?
You said joking 3 times. That's why I'm here. Anyway, this muffin.
Well, I was just excited about my new car.
New car? Oh, you don't need a joke. You need a Jake. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your State Farm agent can help you choose the coverage you need.
All right, I got a show, so.
You forgot your toothbrush, Jimmy Fallon.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Marathon knows that fans are the true co-pilot of any team. So for every grill master, all-star athlete, and face paint fixer, Marathon is here to keep you and your team fueled. Because we're driven together.
Ooh, $3.99 and stuffed with pepperoni and cheese.
You want Crazy Puffs fast? You go with Hot and Ready.
Now I have time for more summer fun.
Go long!
Ah!
Walk in for $3.99 Hot and Ready Crazy Puffs at Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
It is 3-1 Tennessee over A&M. Curley with the hit, then he gets thrown out by the left fielder, trying to extend it or get into a rundown.
Well, we talked about how this Tennessee team will sit on breaking balls. Watch this take right here. So that's a 1-1 pitch that Curley just sits on, and then he gets a breaking ball the very next pitch, one that kind of hangs out and out over the plate. And we talked about reading swings and reading takes. It looked like he was hunting that slider, and when he got a mistake, he made him pay.
Dean Curley's got 8 hits in Omaha. He's a freshman. He has been terrific. The lead is 2 as we go to the 4th. Hayden shot, Ted Burton, Caden Sorrell. A little bit more comfortable with a 2-run lead. And Sechrist has been very efficient tonight. Right at the shortstop. Fires over to first, and there's one quick out. What do you make of the ball, shortstop? His size, his ability to hit the baseball, stays it short? Is he a foundation piece there? Does he move around, given his size?
You wonder, at this age, that size, it would usually project towards third base. You just wonder if laterally he's going to be able to have the range that he needs to. What I'm blown away by is 2 things. Number 1, his arm strength. But number 2, just how mature his at-bats are. As big and strong as he is, he does not come unglued very often. Does a really nice job, especially in run-scoring opportunities. You would think he would let it loose a little bit more for such a young, strong kid, and he really has a mature approach.
6'3", 212, final over California. 0-1 to Ted Burton.
Wait.
One of the primary differences between Tennessee and everybody is they hit more home runs, but it's certainly a fairly glaring example, at least here in Omaha, what we've seen from these 2 teams. The power, the length of the Volunteers offense, and the fact that for the most part, especially on a night like this, A&M's going to have to put the ball in play and get some runners on. And Braden Montgomery's absence is a big part of that.
It's massive.
No doubt.
Quick pitch right there. Sped that lower half up before he came on.
Yeah, the scare factor with this Aggie lineup just different without Braden Montgomery. There's no other way to put it.
Nope. Take right there because those hands started from Burton. There's so much glove side movement on that breaking ball. Just read that it was going to fall down and out of the zone.
Really good take. Put the brakes on.
Full count. Nope. And that's a walk. Burton heads to first. Dalton Knecht's going to hear his name in the NBA draft, the 78th annual draft. Now a two-day event. First round Wednesday at 8 on ABC, ESPN, and ESPN Deportes. And there is Knecht's head coach. He's heading to the draft. Second round Thursday, 4 Eastern on ESPN. The Hawks have the first pick. Who will they take? Wednesday, 8 Eastern time on ABC, ESPN, and ESPN Deportes. Peyton Manning, Rick Barnes, the head hoop coach there.
I got to go talk to Rick Barnes. They knocked my Blue Jays out this year.
He had a hell of a team. I know Creighton did too. Creighton had success against the eventual national champions. Josh Heupel sitting right in front of them as well. Pretty excited about football. I think they landed a portal guy today, an offensive lineman. Did I read that?
I think that was just a high school kid, but
that was a high school kid.
Let's go back to talking about the Creighton basketball game.
I don't even know why I brought that up. It was a sore subject between you and I for a little bit.
I kind of liked it.
There's that off-speed pitch to Sorrell, and he couldn't pull the trigger. I'll tell you one thing, the defense that Rick Barnes' basketball team played, we got some surgery going on.
Does it all. Talked about it yesterday. A whole lot of time to get that one right
now. Another slower one in there, and Sorrell swings and misses. I was going to say, the defense that Barnes' basketball team plays has been similar to the way that the outfield defense has been playing here.
Smothering,
locked down. It's Ty Ziegler and company. 0-2 to Sorrell. Buzz Williams' team, they had a heck of a season as well.
Yeah, that's another team play some defense now.
They can play defense. Their backcourt can score with the best of them. Oh, 0-2. He's been out in front of a slow breaking pitch. Burton comes back as he throws over again.
They are paying a lot of attention to Ted Burton over there. And it's not like they're trying to let anybody get hot in the bullpen. They're just feel like they got something, I guess.
Double digits in stolen bases. 10 not going here. That misses away. Yeah, it was brought up that Tennessee's pitchers, they don't pay a ton of attention to base runners, and it was something that was emphasized early by A&M publicly as well, and since then they've certainly paid a lot more attention. There it is again, 74 miles an hour, and Sorrell goes down swinging.
See, Chris has done such a good job today with that breaking ball of starting it into the zone, but there is so much horizontal movement to it. I mean, that starts maybe on the inside part of the plate, and by the time it's done, it's 6-8 inches at least down and off the plate. There's just nothing you could do once those hands start.
That's what you call a sweeper right there.
Yeah.
That thing covered the entire plate and then some.
Two down, Ali Camarillo. Shortstop bats. Burton goes back. How slow does it look? Because I think on television, a lot of people will look at that sweeper at 74, and it feels really slow. But from a hitting perspective, is it the speed of it? Is it the movement? What is the challenge in hitting it?
It's both. It's the ball's moving 15 miles an hour. I mean, he had just thrown an 88 mile an hour fastball, right? So that was 74 mile an hour sweeper, 14 miles an hour difference. In real time is we're talking hundredths of a second. It's not as big a deal as you would think, but it is slower. And then you got to think about the fact that it's running away from the left-handed bat. And you put those two together, it's just a really hard pitch to deal with.
Got a chance to talk with the head man of the A&M Aggies, Jim Schlossnagle. Chris Budden will ask him about the pitching decision early, maybe to get Stewart in, and what the plan will be as this game moves along. Talk about another ballpark that's going to have a big-time renovation, too. Blue Bell there. 0-2, we go off speed to Camarillo. We throw back to first against the guy that has stolen 3 bases in 3 attempts against left-handed pitchers. Hayden Kent is on deck. He hit a rope to left center, but Dreiling tracked down. Runner will go. They got him picked. Throw is a little high. Did the hand get in or not? They say safe. The throw from Burke looked like he tried to make it too perfect, and it sailed on him a little bit.
I thought he babied it a little bit. It did not look like Burke let this one rip. And you're right, it did sail. For whatever reason, he just kind of hung on to it, didn't rip it. That's a little bit of a guy to throw. And great job by Burton of sliding. Look at him get to the back of the base. When you get picked off, you have got to get to the back edge of the base.
And then staying on, because Christian Moore kept that tag on him just in case he came off at all.
So the at-bat changes for Camarillo. Missed outside. We've seen them steal third base once with Chestnut. And now A&M looks for a 2-out, 2-strike big hit.
I got you one.
On a play.
Well, credit A&M for going. I mean, the Vols guessed right, but the reality is the move wasn't fast. And even if you get picked off, if you go first movement against a left-handed pitcher, you can still make it. Schloss knows he's got to manufacture runs, and the running game has done that to this point.
Cal Stark has only thrown out 5 of 41 base stealers this year. And so it shouldn't be a surprise if A&M's going to take chances.
Another one out of play, and they've taken a bunch of chances. 26 times this year, the Aggies have attempted to steal third. 22 times they've been successful.
Yeah, from a percentage standpoint, the Aggies are one of the best run game teams in the country. They don't steal a ton, but they are highly successful.
Our game yesterday was 1-zip into the 7th. Runs have been kind of hard to come by in this series. Every one of them is huge. Camarillo, a bouncer, fielded cleanly by Moore. He takes his time, and they will scram the runner. Good job again by Sechrist. Frustration for the Aggies, down 3-1. When we come back, bottom 4.
You're way shorter than I thought you'd be. There's a shirtless selfie of me by the dumbbells. Here I am. I do air drumming. I'm a competitive air drummer.
Oh, wow.
By the way, I forgot my wallet at home, so sugar mama.
Will you excuse me?
My Hyundai Tucson with advanced tech and safety features. There's joy in every journey. Lease a Tucson for $219 a month or get 2.99% APR for 60 months plus $500 bonus cash. See your Middle Tennessee Hyundai dealer.
Is that your new Nissan Rogue?
Yeah, crazy story. So this morning I'm at the Nissan Thrill of Summer sales event, taking a test drive. When Dave, the sales guy, is like, "You're gonna love this." He shows me the best-in-class fuel economy and lets me know it's recommended by Consumer Reports. When Dave says, "These cars are going fast," I knew I had to have that Rogue.
Nissan offers 6 vehicles starting under $30,000, like Rogue, with 2.9% financing for 60 months.
Welcome back to the Men's College World Series presented by Capital One. Joined now with Jim Schlossnagle. Let's go back to Chestnut there with the 2-strike bunt. Don't see that a lot. What led to that decision?
Well, he struck out a lot, so couldn't be worse. So we let him know to do that on that play, and it worked out. Gavin got a big hit, but yeah, we got to get some 2-out hits. Tennessee got 3 2-out hits in the last inning to score a couple runs. So I thought Lampkin hung in there, given his situation, 3 starts in like 7 or 8 days, and you got to credit Curley for getting that hit off of Stewart.
What'd you see from Lampkin that led to the decision to take him out when you did?
Yeah, I mean, he just not as crisp, which I expected. Hope the wind could keep some balls in the ballpark, but Burke's hot. They have a good team. You really got to be on your A game most of the time.
You could drop the pitching perfectly. How would it go?
Stewie to give us 2 more innings and us to score 17 runs.
Sounds good. Sounds reasonable. Appreciate it, Coach.
Yeah. Good.
Guys.
17 spot.
Looking for the old 1-7. That's all we're asking for.
She did ask if he could draw it up.
Yep. Yeah. You're gonna give me the pen. That's what I'm gonna do.
Evan Aschenbeck is already warming his way here in the 4th. He has been the extraordinary guy at the back end of the bullpen for A&M all season long. Stopper of the year. ERA, it's hard to find. He's been so effective. 0-1. This is Cannon Peebles. That is a strike right down the middle at the letters. 0-2.
That Blake Burke comment right there from Schloss took me back to the SEC tournament. Didn't Corbs call him Will Clark?
Yeah. And then finished it with I'm kind of ready to never see him again.
Yeah.
That's one.
I think by the time Grahovac and Laviolette run their course here in Aggie Land.
And a few others saying the same thing about them.
The rest of the Southeastern Conference is going to be ready for them to move on as well. Laviolette, 50 homers in 2 seasons. Got a chance to be the all-time record holder by the time it's all said and done in Southeastern Conference history.
Well,
it's a good look from behind there of Stewart's slider and how much it moves. And he's a pretty imposing figure on the mound. And you get to Game 3 of the World Series and you've played all these games these teams have played. This is kind of new territory for the number of pitches and how often they are used. 1-2, 2-2. And you can just feel it. We felt it every year we're here in Omaha. These guys laying it on the line. There is no tomorrow.
No, I mean, that's why Evan Aschenbeck's playing catch right now in the 4th inning.
We don't have a weekend game. We don't have a midweek game. This is it. And for a guy that's been used as often as Stewart has recently, every pitch matters. So the foul balls off the bat, Peebles helping the rest of the Vols and getting into that pen even further. And Aschenbach can give you length. He's not going to wow you with 98. But he will fool you with everything else. We're in the bottom of the 4th, and it's 3-1 Tennessee. He's the leadoff hitter, Peebles, followed by Stark, and then Christian Moore. 3 on the right side of the infield, and that ball is sky high. The wind is kind of playing with it. It's heading to the seats, and it will just sneak in about 5 rows deep. A good catch by a fan out there.
And I like the move by Schloss to have Aschenbeck ready. I mean, the reality is you can't let this offense get much further away from you. Because Tennessee has some guys in the bullpen they've got lined up ready to go too. So already a 2-run deficit. You got the top of the order looming here in this inning. And it wouldn't shock me if there's some traffic here in this one. If
He'll start heating up.
Yeah.
Right back at you off the glove. Still plenty of time. And thrown out at first base is Peebles. Tony Vitello, he's a man of the people. He's a man of Bryce Harper, who's rooting for Tennessee in the College World Series, as he showed up in the ballpark the other day wearing the orange tee, and they may be feeling the Vitello vibes tonight. Harper, in his game against the Tigers, is only 3 for 4 with 5 RBIs, including a 3-run shot. So he's doing his job.
That jersey has a carryover effect.
Country music folks also very involved. We got Morgan Wallen in the house. Their church was here yesterday. Swing and a miss at a high stroke from Stark.
Oh, they have the same jersey, him and Bryce Harper.
Right out of the Vitello closet. He's got a.
Yes, so he sends them out, maybe.
Do me a favor. Fire that up. Slider there. Stark behind 0-2.
No play.
Cal Stark getting a steady diet of that big breaking ball. No signs that Stewart doesn't have his best stuff today. That breaking ball, other than the one to Curley, the breaking ball looks really sharp.
Cal Stark, 6'1", 200, Knoxville, Tennessee. Weatherford College before we got here. He's got a 1-2 count. Hit one over the wall yesterday. And the little bleeder into right. Will it stay up there? Laviolette got a good run on it. And I'm not sure. A couple of days ago, he's able to make that play. He was really struggling with his hamstring.
Yeah, he's moving just fine. I mean, he played some center field yesterday, which we've seen Laviolette do before. But when he is healthy, and he's looking more healthy, he is a plus defensive outfielder. Stole a home run earlier in this College World Series. There comes on to get the second out in this inning. 2 quick outs in the inning for Stewart. Now you face more with nobody on.
Right at the knees. Really good pitch to Moore, who had a homer his first time up. And he popped out to first in foul territory. Be a memorable World Series numbers wise, trying to cap it off with a ring. He liked that pitch, but he fouled it back. It's 0-2.
Boy, and how big would this be for the Aggies if they could get out of here without any damage? Because when you're facing this dude, when he walks up to bat, he's in scoring position. He got it going here right out of the gate for the Vols with a rocket into the bullpen. They've added a couple more cents. Finds himself down 0-2 here.
Swing and a miss. Good job. You're right. Stewart's stuff looks pretty powerful so far. Tennessee's got a 3-1 lead as we're playing in this championship game.
On campuses nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing scholarships and tuition and expanding access to healthcare. Visit ncaa.org/change to learn more.
Ooh, fun. Yikes. The leaky refrigerator coil card. Is that bad? Oh, death! Death? Of an AC fan motor. Oh no. But your future is bright with an American Home Shield warranty to protect your covered appliances and home systems. Are there bees behind me?
My bees escaped.
Bill, we talked about this. American Home Shield. Don't worry, bee warranty.
Time is luxury. Who you spend it with, what you spend it doing, why we spend so much time designing and refining, creating the control and the feel that defines electric performance, to make the time you spend behind the wheel of a Polestar the best time of your day. Build and order now at polestar.com.
If you want more coverage of the NCAA Men's College World Series, go to ncaa.com, your official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. And a good opportunity to thank you to everybody here in Omaha. They welcome you with open arms, whether it's restaurants or walking across the bridge, playing golf with some longtime friends. We really appreciate the way that we are treated as a company here in Omaha. We're in the 5th of a Game 3 winner take all. First pitch, slow one in there, a little high. It'll be Kent and then Chestnut. He's the guy that bunted with 2 strikes and scored the only run of the game for Texas A&M. The Aggies have 4 hits. It has cooled by 3 degrees. It's now reading 95.
Comfortable.
Foul straight back, and that one stung Stark.
Folks in the outfield seats might not think it's so comfortable.
Especially in left field where the sun is yet to begin to set. Right field starting to cool a little bit in the shade.
He's getting up underneath that chest protector. No, it's still got a piece of it, thankfully.
1 and 2 men. Here we go. Go get it!
We've got 36 home runs in this series now, which breaks the mark we had last season. It's a ballpark that when it first opened back in 2011, there wasn't a lot of balls leaving the ballpark. It was virtually impossible. And now it is played much more fair. Ball's a little different, bat's a little different. And it has flown out of here 36 times, including Christian Moore's shot early this one. On a 1-2. Kent gone. Boy, Sandra Seacrest is pitching really well, doing what he's done all tournament. That's strikeout number 4.
But again, the approach almost exclusively away, 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 and then just a little further away when he gets to 2 strikes. That actually looked like the slider. That was 80 miles an hour, so a little bit more, not quite as much sweep to it, but enough to get it off the plate, get another strikeout.
So coming in his last 5 starts, Tennessee is 5-0 in those games. He had given them 29 1/3, allowed 4 earned runs. That's a 1.29 ERA, and he had gone at least 6 in 4 of those 5 starts.
Nope.
Talk about like a bullpen rester, a guy that keeps the other team from scoring. He has been a superstar for them. And yesterday he may have contributed to the home runs. So yesterday, when they were unable to get anything going, they had all the runners on, he then took a seat near the team's bathroom. So he switches spots to get things going.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It matters.
The
Chris.
team.
It matters.
The things pitchers do.
Dreiling homered.
Significant.
The next inning, he says, I'm going to go sit back there again. Another home run.
Has to be a thing.
Mind over matter. If they believe it, then it's true.
Well, and it's not just that he's been so good, it's the spots he's been so good in. So you talk about the SEC semifinal against Vanderbilt, the regional clincher, the super regional clincher, then the game that pitched Tennessee into the finals. He's been dealing, but he's been dealing in the biggest of moments.
Yeah. Wasn't going to think about it, was he? Bunting again with 2 strikes. Burke and Amick were both even with the bag, just in case.
This is that big old curveball. That's the one that's about 15 miles an hour off what the fastball is. The velocity difference and that late sink, both enough to get it off the bat of Travis Chestnut. Now back-to-back strikeouts in the 5th for Seacrest.
Back-to-back strikeouts, and now we get back to the 3rd time through the order. So here is Grahovac. He hit a ball hard into left his last time up. He flew out to right his first time up.
Wait.
And anytime you kind of get to that 3rd time through the order, that generally signals to the staff to get somebody ready, and it's Nate Snead who did pitch in yesterday's game.
Interesting. Don't you think, Kyle, for him to be down there playing catch on the mound?
Yeah, I mean, he's playing catch on the mound. He's getting ready to come in the game. What's interesting, too, for Sechrist, first time, second time, third time through the order, the numbers don't change a whole lot. 247, 261, 243. The stuff holds pretty good.
Go back out there again. That one was in that buffer zone. He got it called for a strike. He tried it again. That time it's a little too far. You go 2-2. Oh, that was close. Little low, and he did not swing.
We've seen a few of these from the Aggies. The ability to put on the brakes late, and this thing is just off the inside edge, and the strength of Grahovac to hold that barrel back.
Called strike 3. Instead of that slider, it's a fastball down the middle. And Grahovac is not happy. That guy is. He's retired 5 in a row, and he struck out the side.
How about back-to-back-to-back for Xander Sechrist? Getting better as this game goes on.
Meet Ron. Ron eats, sleeps, and breathes hoops.
Us? Not us.
And there's not a no-look pass, double-double, or a buzzer beater he won't wax poetic on, ad nauseum. But oh, how he can nail a software solution like the best high-screen pick-and-roll you've ever seen. You need Ron. Ron needs a retirement plan. Work with Principal so we can help you help Ron with a retirement and benefits plan that's right for him. Let our expertise round out yours.
Wrong turn? Hey Google, play dramatic music. With best-in-class fuel economy and 5 drive modes, virtually no road is out of bounds.
Drive the new 2024 Nissan Rogue. Now get 2.9% APR financing for 60 months on Rogue, one of 6 vehicles starting under $30,000.
Welcome back to the Men's College World Series. Joined now with Tennessee head coach Tony Vitello. Sechrist through 5. What's made him so effective so deep into this game?
I think just the way he's competing. I mean, that's an overly simple answer, but you know, he's like anybody that's out here. You got good enough stuff to compete, but both these lineups are so good. So when you get out there, you got to compete with the best version of whoever you are. And he's a quirky fella, so I'm just going to go with, I assume this is, you know, what he's got for us.
Quirky but fiery. In an ideal world, how much length can he give you, and then where would you turn?
Most likely Snead would be next. Loy and Kirby are 2 lefties that could follow suit with him, but more than likely Snead would be next. And, you know, we're getting there pretty close.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Tony.
Thank you.
Guys?
Berkey is a former Vol. You want to talk about what Vitello has done there, given the number of wins he's got, the idea that if you build a successful program, they will come, and what now the Vol baseball program, where it fits in Tennessee sports landscape?
Well, I mean, you've seen it doing all the basketball games you do. One thing Tennessee's fan base has proven, that if you build them a winner, they're going to show up in big-time numbers, and you got to give everybody involved a bunch of credit. Tony has put together a world-class staff. He's recruited an incredibly talented roster, and the administration's continued to add on and upgrade the facility, put all that together, and Tennessee finds himself here in 3 out of the last 4 years.
Good answer.
Thank you.
Burke hits a hard one again. This one to left, and boy, that's a tough play by Caden Sorrell. He had to go back, then look straight into the sun. Think Blake Burke's seating the ball well?
I would say we're comfortable at the plate right now for Mr. Burke. Last 2 at bats, 111 off the plate. This one 107, and a great job by the freshman who now is getting a little bit more acclimated to this ballpark. Give him 15 minutes, it won't be an issue, but still was right there. On off the bat, looked like that was probably extra bases.
And they got Sorrell playing, I don't know, 10, 15 feet from the track. I mean, you pretty much have to hit it out of the ballpark to get over his head.
This one is not getting out of the ballpark. It's on the infield. Burton gives way to Kent. Second baseman makes the play. And there's 2 quick outs. That's a bit of a helper for Stewart.
Game changer. Sorrell making that play, and then you get a first pitch pop-up, and Stewart continues to impress here.
Well, now you're getting to the time of the game where Aschenbeck can take you home. I mean, I think you got to bring him into the 4th inning. That's asking a lot to finish the game for A&M. Every out that Stewart can get, and keep this a 2-run game is one less out that Aschenbach has to get, because when Jim Schlossnagle brings him in, and he will bring him in, the intent is you're out there to finish this one.
Dreiling, and this one is heading towards the dugout, and it is just out of the reach of Grahovac. What did Tony Vitello liken Grahovac's size to a Ford F-150? It's like so big, it's like watching a truck out there.
That is a grown man for any grade, but especially for a freshman. I mean, are you kidding me? Imagine high school pitchers pitching to him last year.
That comfortable.
Away to Dylan Dreiling. A walk and a sacrifice. 336 on the season. 22 home runs. They move 3 on the right side. And popped up. He's running a lot. Grahovac still looking, and no one's going to get to that. And it spins away. And that will allow Dreiling to hustle into second base with a slide. And a double. A little blooper with the infield all shifted. Nobody had a chance to get it.
Yeah, no, we talked about it earlier. They're playing deep. That's how they were able to get to the ball from Burke. But this is, we talked about the freshman Sorrell out there just not paying attention to the bounce. A ball sliced off the bat of a left-hander will often bounce towards the line. Sorrell maybe took that hop for granted, thinking it was going to be a Sunday hop right to his belly. And as it spins sideways, Dreiling's able to take second base. Funny game, isn't it? Burke F7, Dreiling double.
Right.
And made a great catch on the F7, but now a single will give them a 4-1 lead. And it's Ensley who did single his last time up. First base is open, the ball is down and away.
It was 107 off the bat, out.
Yes.
68 off the bat, double.
It will drive you crazy.
Can Ensley deliver with 2 outs? This one is to right field. Laviolette going back, now stopping, and he will not deliver the run from second. Stewart did his job. As we head to the 6th inning here of the winner-take-all game, there's a whole bunch of emotion and a whole bunch more to unfold here in Omaha.
So much anticipation for this championship fight.
He knocks people into other dimensions. Gary Prohaska! This man is dangerous. Boom! A fantastic night of mixed martial arts.
With the first pick in the NBA draft.
It's a life-changing moment, so put on the cap and step onto the stage, because the future starts here. The NBA Draft, now a 2-day event on ESPN and ABC.
The higher you are, the further you have to fall.
I'm just too much. I know I'm too much.
Nobody on the planet could have beat me that day.
I have to prove myself to everyone around me that I deserve to be here.
You wonder, will I ever be inducted in the Hall of Fame? And that happened.
WWE Legends. New episode Sunday at 8. Part of WWE Superstar Sunday. Only on A&E. Watch next day on the A&E app.
Introducing the all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus Hybrid.
Well, Xander Sechrist has been so consistent for this Tennessee team, and what's been the most consistent today is the breaking ball. 6 strikeouts in the day for Sechrist. The vast majority have come on that one. Just the inability to lay off of it. That last one, a slider against Caden Kent. Coming off a 1-2 5th inning where he struck out the side.
He'll get Laviolette to start. First pitch, he swings at it, and there's just been very little hard contact so far from the Aggies against the off-speed lefty. It's maybe one of those situations, Berkey, you're a hitter for A&M. You want to see Sechrist out of the game? You know, they're looking.
Definitely.
He made it fairly clear, like they're not going to wait too long.
No, I think it's fascinating. Theoretically, it makes sense to go from the soft lefty to the fireball right-hander, right? I mean, it makes sense. But I think for the Aggie lineup, they probably feel more comfortable off Snead than Sechrist at this point.
He called it a ball again, did Laviolette. And the umpire twice now, when he's called it a ball, has then said that's a strike.
You ever heard a guy do that?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. I think there's more guys that do that than you think, but it's pretty heady stuff from a sophomore. That's a guy that feels pretty secure about the strike zone.
It's also the second time they've tried to do that to Laviolette. Away, 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 and then surprise in with the fastball late.
.50 career home runs, second most in program history. And here's the 1-2 to him.
Nope.
That just missed. Off-speed pitch. He picks up another strikeout. Laviolette's gone. That's 4 in a row for Xander Sechrist.
Ravi will love this. Sechrist, who grew up in the suburbs outside of Atlanta, I asked him growing up, who did you watch? Who did you want to model your game after? And he said, Tom Glavine. I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. You were born in 2002. There is no chance you were in diapers when Tom Glavine was pitching. He goes, true for the most part, but then I got to see him in person, make a rehab start in the minors, fell in love with him there, would watch videos, but for the most part was still in diapers and a pacifier when Glavine played.
Right.
That was an inside changeup right there, which Glavine kind of made famous.
The quick learner and the YouTube videos of players that have once played are so popular amongst these teams now. Jackson Appel sends one to right. That's a one-out hit for him.
I think it's key. This part of the order has to go today for A&M if they're going to come back and have a chance to win this game. And it's the older guys. It's the experienced guys. Appel, Schott, Burton. All of them transfers. 2 from the Ivy Leagues. Burton from Michigan. Appel gets it started right there with a one-out single.
And none of them have homered here in Omaha. And that might be it.
Now, Vitello made it clear in his interview with Budden, it's not going to be too long that we're going to hang here. So the hit from Appel with 1 out. As Vitello talking with Frank Anderson. Snead is ready in the bullpen. And he will throw a couple more pitches before Vitello likely makes his way out. Took a few steps down. I'm not sure that's happening right here.
I mean, left on left here, it would make sense that they stick with Sechrist.
Keep an eye on Appel. He is their most prolific base stealer. This one is in the hole, and it's going to get through. Appel takes a turn, puts the brakes on, and a seeing eye single from Hayden Schott. And just like that, 2 aboard for the Aggies with 1 down.
There you go, KB. Back-to-back base hits from the transfers that have meant so much to this team. This one not exactly smoked, but a seeing eye single finds its way through. The Aggies now in a position with 1 swing of the bat, they could take the lead, and Tony Vitello going to go to the right-hander.
Well, Sechrist is going to come out of the game, and after having struck out 4 in a row and retiring 6 straight, back-to-back singles and a big hand, he will receive as he heads back. Snead coming in. We'll see if Sechrist finds a seat next to the men's room to get this offense going again. It is 3-1 Tennessee. A&M threatening here in the 6th with 2 on.
It's so easy to get your windshield replaced using Safelite. Tell the people why you haven't done it already, my man.
It started off as a chip and grew into a crack, and it just keeps going.
So what do we do now?
I went ahead and scheduled an appointment online at safelite.com. Told them to meet us here at the beach.
Let's get started.
Ow! Safelite repair.
Safelite replace.
Schedule free mobile service at safelite.com.
Safelite repair, Safelite replace.
20 seconds a week to lose 20% of your weight in a year with diet and exercise. That's the power of GLP-1s through Ro. Connect with a provider today at ro.co/20.
Ooh, $3.99 and stuffed with pepperoni and cheese.
You want Crazy Puffs fast? You go with Hot and Ready.
Now I have time for more summer fun.
Go long! Ah! Walk in for $3.99 Hot and Ready Crazy Puffs at Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
Tamara, Izzy, and Emma. They respond to emails with phone calls. And they don't circle back. They're already there. They wear business sneakers and pad their keyboards with something that makes their clickety-clacking clickety-clackier. But no one loves logistics as much as they do. You need Tamara, Izzy, and Emma. They need a retirement plan. Work with Principal so we can help you with a retirement and benefits plan that's right for your team. Let our expertise round out yours.
Xander Sechrist, outstanding in his performance for the Vols. They are 5-0 in his last 5 games started. They are in the lead right now. And they go from a lefty that throws 72, 73 to a righty who can hump it up there between 96 and 100.
Little different look right here. Mr. Snead coming out of the bullpen. This is the 5th time that Nate Snead has pitched in this College World Series. Did pitch yesterday, win an inning, 15 pitches. It was a perfect final inning that Nate Snead threw yesterday. 10-2 with a 305, but the biggest thing is the velocity. For Xander Sechrist just doing what he's done pretty much the entire season for this Tennessee team, and he has given them a chance again. 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, worked into the 6th. Now it's a bullpen game for the Vols.
There are 2 men on as he takes the baseball. Appel is at second base, Schott is at first. He talks to his middle infielders. If they get a ground ball, they'd love to turn 2 and walk out of here. Ted Burton is the guy up. KP said this is the part of the order that's going to have to deliver for the Aggies. Great block and no advancement down there at second. Appel thought about it, but give Cal Stark a whole bunch of credit.
That is what he is really good at. The catch component of that position, man. If this gets away at all, because it was an aggressive secondary by Appel out at second base, it just got his leg off the glove, got his leg, but stayed close enough that nobody could move up.
Snead's allowed 9 home runs. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Nope, Dwight.
Behind now 2-1. It's a big pitch. All pitching coaches emphasize that 1-1 pitch. You get ahead 1-2 or go behind. Big pitch and then it back. Off-speed pitch and a real good one. A little slider that got away from him. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. On the ground, could be 2. Curley, slow on the flip, and they only get 1. He couldn't get out of his glove, so they get the force at second, but they don't get out of the inning.
I tell you, that goes from being like a sure 6-4-3 to it was almost a disaster. This ball comes out of Curley's glove, and he ends up flipping it on the second try with his hand. Look at that. He basically pats it with his hand right to Simo on a ball that, you know, Burton runs well, but that's, I think, a no doubt 6-4-3, and it almost ended up bases loaded with 1 out.
Pretty quick thinking on his feet to tap it over there.
That's one you don't practice very often. No. The midair handball flip to second.
Technical term.
What a chance for Caden Sorrell. He'll get Snead, runners at first and third. 1 ball, no strikes.
He hasn't thrown just a straight fastball yet. We've seen a fair amount of cutters since he's come in. That was another cutter right there that just missed out.
Pretty good speed out there at first base. Burton has stolen 10 bases. Good speed at third base. The 1-0 to Sorrell. Swing and a miss. They'll throw behind him.
Did it again.
They will look to see if they got him. We saw this yesterday where Burke looked into his dugout and said, I got him. They checked it, and he was right.
Here it is again, and he's up the line, so the tag always ends up arriving before you think it does. It looks like the hand beats the tag live, but does it? Well, I think it did. I don't think he got him on his backside. If he didn't get him on his backside and the glove doesn't arrive till the shoulder, I think he's safe.
Burke was saying when he was asking for the challenge, I got him, but I still think that right hand.
I don't think it gets him till there.
Got him on the shoulder.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Unless he got the batting gloves, which I don't think he did. I think those gloves are just moving because of the momentum.
I think this one is upheld. I think they keep the safe call here. He definitely got him on the shoulder, but the right hand's already there.
Yeah. The only way he was going to be out is if he got him on the upper leg or lower back area. But
what did Blake Burke tell us again before game?
Not real good at it. Gets a little emotional.
Challenge things sometimes. Sometimes I'm not so good at it. He is really good at that play, though.
They both are. Yeah, Stark and Burke are absolutely on the same page. They can go. They can read each other very well. They got a signal there.
After review, the safe call at first base is confirmed. Tennessee is charged with its first challenge of the game and has one remaining.
Well, that one was certainly worth the challenge, right? You're running off the field.
Yeah, of course.
In a big-time traffic situation, if that one goes your way. It's like Mike Early wants to have a little meeting here with his freshman. A little offensive timeout here by the Aggies just to kind of go back over the game plan.
Well, that swing through on that last pitch was the first true fastball that he has thrown, and that one had some life. 97, that was right by Sorrell.
Huge spot in this game. Down 2. With 2 down. They bring Snead in. Appel bounces off third. Here it comes. That's in the dirt. Stark did block it, and Burton stays put at first. Trying to win their first championship in any sport since Team Martin hit Peerless Price. Same accuracy that Stark finds Burke down there at first. Here's the 2-1 on the way to Sorrell. And he pulls it right at Burke, and he snared it. The hot corner goes from third to first, and Burke, even with the bag, makes the play.
Wow, are you kidding me? The freshman is all over this one. Looked like a cutter that stays up and a rocket shot right at Blake Burke. That almost looked like self-defense, but the balls get off the field.
Really?
They're goldfish. I always go for the handful. I got about 73 here.
I get more than 73.
Go for the handful.
It's so easy to get your windshield replaced using SafeLight. Tell the people why you haven't done it.
Started off as a chip, and it just keeps going.
So what do we do now?
I've scheduled an appointment at SafeLight.com.
SafeLight repair. SafeLight replace.
Yes! SafeLight repair, SafeLight replace.
This is the story of the one who believes being prepared is not just a way of life. It's how he helps everyone stay safe. He sweats the small stuff before it becomes big stuff. For the one, being an unsung hero in a building full of everyday heroes is just how he likes it. The industrial-grade products you need delivered fast. Call, click Grainger.com, or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Ooh, $3.99 and stuffed with pepperoni and cheese.
You want Crazy Puffs fast? You go with Hot and Ready.
Now I have time for more summer fun.
Go long! Ah! Walk in for $3.99 hot and ready Crazy Puffs at Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
20 seconds a week to lose 20% of your weight in a year with diet and exercise. That's the power of GLP-1s through Row. Connect with the provider today at row.co/20.
Time now to take a look at the Capital One Cup standings. Teams competing for a combined $500,000 in student athlete scholarships from Capital One. The men's side, Notre Dame, beat by a point. The Longhorns ahead of Stanford. Big news in college baseball, by the way. Texas going to be looking for a new men's head baseball coach. They move to the SEC. Evan Aschenbeck now on for Texas A&M. The senior out of Brenham, Texas, has been nothing short of phenomenal, and the numbers speak for themselves. Incredible year.
Yeah, it's an incredible arsenal, too. I mean, for Aschenbeck, the fastball is going to be right around 90, maybe a little bit more, but it's fastball, slider, changeup at any count, at any time, to righties or lefties. There is no pattern, which is why he's been so good. Just 12 walks in the entire season for the guy that has been the best closer in the country.
He shut down Tennessee for 7 Ks. He got 8 outs. And here he is. So you wonder, like, as we go big hat here, if you wonder, does the advantage at all go back to the Vols who've seen him like a couple days ago?
Well, I think you'd rather have seen him than not seen him, right? I mean, I think that's helpful. But Evan Aschenbeck's had plenty of opportunities to face teams multiple times and been highly successful.
It hasn't mattered.
Yes.
All right, so Tiers, Curley, and Peebles, bottom of the 6th. Whoever wins this will claim the College World Series championship. 3 defenders on the right side as Tiers swings and misses again. And the thing about Aschenbeck, too, Chris, is you've got to be aggressive because he doesn't throw a lot of balls.
That's right. Yeah, you got to go up there ready to hit. I would almost go up in more of a 2-strike mentality.
Featured lineup, ESPN Networks, the last weekend in June. You got the NBA draft, 7 o'clock Eastern time Wednesday, ABC and ESPN. UFC 303, 9 Eastern, that's pay-per-view. And the WNBA, it's the Fever and the Phoenix Sunday at 3 Eastern time on ESPN. That is Caitlin Clark's team, 3 o'clock Eastern time. As we look at our featured lineup on the networks for the last weekend in June. Summer is here. Here's Curley, 1 for 2 with a single. And a tap pass for a force out at second base.
You know, KP said it. It's any pitch in any count, and they're all for strikes. So you really can't go up there and hunt anything because it's so unpredictable, and they're really good at changing up their sequences. But you can't be too aggressive, that's for sure.
Yeah, you got to get it before it melts, and it's a liquid.
Night like tonight, you're working fast there.
93 degrees currently in Omaha, and there's no sun on the field anymore on a 1-1 that misses away.
Still in the stands, though.
It is in the stands. Two and two. Got to be some deception there. Max Wiener, the pitching coach, just calls him a well-oiled machine, and he said, and he was a coach with the Mariners, who have one of the best pitching staffs in the country. He said he's a well-oiled machine, the likes of which I'd never seen before.
Well, I mean, this is a pitching coach's dream. If you're calling pitches and you got a guy out there that honestly count does not dictate what he throws. I mean, the only thing that dictates what he throws is what you think the scouting report is, because he's comfortable throwing to any 3 at any spot.
Two Curley, that's way outside. 3 and 2.
Curley just climb on it too. With 2 strikes, and his toes are on the chalk.
I think you have to challenge Aschenbeck to go inside. I really do.
Right field towards the line. Laviolette giving it a run. He dives. It's off his glove. Curley to second. That's going to be a double. A diving effort from Laviolette, but Curley is on his 2nd hit of the night.
And the freshman just continues to impress. This ball, I think Laviolette thought this ball was going to carry a little further than it did. And by the time it got to him, it was really just kind of nosediving. Thought he needed to leave his feet to make the play and just can't quite finish the catch. The head bounces just a touch, and he just can't quite secure it. Curley with now his second hit of the ball game as he continues an impressive showing here at the World Series.
Aschenbeck has to buckle down now. He's got Peebles, the DH, the 8th hitter in the lineup. Bounces one and no advancement from Curley. Dean Curley has 9 hits in Omaha. He's a freshman. Single and a double tonight to add to what has been an incredible run for him here. Aschenbeck was up yesterday in what was obviously a tight game late. They didn't go to him because if for some reason they couldn't hold the lead, they wouldn't be able to be used tonight, and they would put in jeopardy what their plan was. This is their plan. That one is again towards that foul line. Laviolette and Burton going after it. Laviolette makes a great running catch. Curley to third, and they will cut it off there. Really good play by Jace Laviolette.
That's a few really goods right there. This is where the size of foul territory can really help you steal some outs, and that curved wall that goes down the right field line. The further that Laviolette goes, the more room that he has to make this play. That's heads up base running by Dean Curley too. One out, gets back, ready to tag, and Laviolette from right field has to basically make that throw on the run. No chance to get Curley, who's now 90 feet away.
And the hero, one of them from yesterday, is at the plate. Cal Stark. Behind 0-1. I'm telling you, fellas, and you know it. A couple days ago, Laviolette's not getting to that baseball.
No. We've seen him moving around just fine today. That was impressive there, too, how he stayed on his feet to finish that one off. Easy to get scared by that railing.
0-1 to Stark, looking for some 2-out magic.
Wait.
Aschenbeck and this crowd recognize it. A strike away from stranding the runner at third base and avoiding the top of the Volunteers batting order.
Wait.
It's a good take by Stark, the catcher, not to go fishing.
They're trying to run that changeup off the plate. Aschenbeck's throwing it the exact same spot twice in this at bat. Stark's taking it both times.
And a squibber to first. Burton will field it himself. Stark is out. Curley stranded. Good job by Aschenbeck. 7th coming up.
Follow your team wherever they take you. With over 30 hotel brands, Marriott Bonvoy has a brand for every kind of fan.
The only thing real in this video is the new Mr. Beast box at Zaxby's. This restaurant, it's a green screen. The ground I'm walking on, it's a treadmill. Me? I'm not Mr. Beast.
I'm Chandler. Go get the new Mr. Beast box at Zaxby's. It has Feastables. Is that your new Nissan Rogue?
Yeah, crazy story. So this morning, I'm at the Nissan Thrill of Summer sales event, taking a test drive. When Dave, the sales guy, is like, "You're gonna love this." He shows me the best-in-class fuel economy and lets me know it's recommended by Consumer Reports. When Dave says, "These cars are going fast," I knew I had to have that Rogue.
Nissan offers 6 vehicles starting under $30,000, like Rogue, with 2.9% financing for 60 months.
The only thing real in this video is the new Mr. Beast box at Zaxby's. This restaurant, it's a green screen. The ground I'm walking on, it's a treadmill. Me? I'm not Mr. Beast.
I'm Chandler. Go get the new Mr. Beast box at Zaxby's. It has Feastables.
People of Omaha, we just wanted to say thank you. For 2 weeks of serving up incredible baseball, food, drinks, sunshine, but most importantly, the hospitality, handshakes, and smiles. The greatest sporting events are the ones where you can't imagine the event without the town or the town without the event. In Omaha, we can't imagine any of this without you. Thank you.
Well said, Ryan McGee. Thank you, Ryan. Of course, to the people like Jack and Terry Deasing who do such a great job each and every year with this College World Series. Paulie and Karen Griego, folks at Oak Hills and Happy Hollow and Shadow Ridge, Omaha Prime. Kyle Peterson for his hospitality as the mayor of this city. They'll check first, and they say Camarillo went.
Glad y'all enjoy it.
We love it.
We kind of like this place.
We know how spoiled we are to be here, and so do these people, man. They have flocked here to see, again, 2 SEC teams as they continue their dominance over this sport. The 0-2 to Camarillo didn't miss by much. And you could feel, too, yesterday in the stadium, 7th inning, 1-0, and all of a sudden it got a little quieter. Here we are at the top of the 7th, 3-1. Tennessee getting close to claiming their first ever championship. Camarillo will not chase.
Yeah, it's easy to get to this part of the ball game and start counting outs. For Tennessee, they got a 2-run lead. You can start feeling like all we got to do is get 9 outs. And for the Aggies, the weight of trying to produce some offense can start to fill up that dugout. The game is played so much where we always talk about go get them tomorrow, go get them. Like when you finally play in a game where there isn't a tomorrow,
100%,
you really feel it.
And it's not only that there's not a tomorrow to play, there's not a tomorrow where you're going to have all of these teammates and family members around you like this. That's a swing and a miss and a fist pump from Stark.
Need Snead using that cutter a little bit more tonight. Fastball's 95, 96. The cutter will be right around 90, and you can see just that's grip and throw straight through the baseball. Plenty of velocity and enough movement to get it off of Camarillo's bat.
Kent popped straight up, giving chase both Amick and Stark, and there was no play. And they had a lot of help over there. Vitello, if Stark is sort of a mirror image of him, that means he's passionate and intense and loyal. This guy, man, he barks orders and they fall in line. And was he fired up early yesterday's game? Was he fired up?
I don't know that I've seen a warning on the 3rd pitch of the game.
Team ended up winning on the 0-1. 1-1. Can't hit that hard. That's a single right up the middle as he turned around a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
There's the Caden Kent we've been seeing this entire postseason. Something out and over the middle of the plate, and that is a rocket. And we got ourselves a pinch hitter here is Ryan Targach, who hit yesterday off Nate Snead and made this thing very interesting with a deep fly out to right field. Is going to get another opportunity to hit off Snead.
The significance of the number on his back and everyone that's got that jersey right there. One of the great traditions in college sports, the 12th man. Targach took Snead to the track yesterday. And this is the time that Jim Schlossnagle says we're pulling it. Targach has got a little of the Kyle Schwarber body to him, and he's got that same power.
Well, Tennessee knows he's got an report on Targach too. Fastball he can turn around. He showed you that last night. I mean, he just missed hitting that ball out to tie it. First pitch from Snead, a breaking ball, and he didn't see a breaking ball the entire bat yesterday.
Top of the zone, goes 1-1. He turned a fastball around yesterday, foul. That almost hit the blat out there in right field, beyond the right field wall. Quick bat. He's already had one remarkable moment in this season. Does he have another one?
Not a true fastball yet, I don't think. That was a changeup there that kind of drifted up and arm side. Targach only 1 home run this year, but 28 in his career.
And everyone on the first base side in maroon is up. 3 balls and a strike, and that's going to cause a meeting in Stark. KP, you said you had tears in your eyes after this.
Cool moment. Really cool moment. It was ultimately a walk-off ender, but it was a 10-run game, so it's a little bit different walk-off. But for Targach, who, I mean, this guy was an all-SEC second baseman. How many home runs in his career? 28, 29. But the place went absolutely crazy. He came from coaching first base. Schloss yelled at him to run into the dugout and grab a bat. And you got to think at that point, if you're Targach, you're thinking this may be the last at bat.
100%.
But he's been ready when they call his number, and they've done it back-to-back nights.
Well, you can tell how Tennessee's respecting him, too. I mean, they have been very careful. Interestingly, so more careful in this at-bat than they were yesterday.
It's a 3-1 count, usually a fastball count. And they walk Targach, and now you got 2 men on. They respected him in a big way. The leadoff man, Grahovac, is coming up. And he's got a chance to put him ahead. Interesting move right there by Schlossnagle here in the 7th to go to that bullet.
It just played out perfectly for A&M.
Sure did.
And you get Caden Kent on the 9 holes Travis Chestnut, who they're going to pinch hit for anyway in that situation. And it's the same matchup they got last night. Now A&M with 2 on. Turning the lineup over, and the left-hander Dylan Loy up and working in that Tennessee bullpen.
Yeah, and it's quite obvious here with Snead that the fastball is not the same as it was yesterday. Yesterday we saw everything 97 to 99. The fastballs,
many of them.
Yeah, and the ones we've seen were 94. So I think part of that tells you that the fastball is just not quite got to life today. The fact that they're going to different parts of the arsenal. Man, did they pitch Ryan Targach very carefully there. Didn't even throw him a 3-1 heater. And now you turn it over to the 2 scariest dudes in this order.
He wears number 12. He's at first base. Caden Kent with his single is at second, and the freshman Grahovac looking for that big hit. 23 times he's left the building.
Nope.
He was trying to lean into one, and he held off. Grahovac all over that, and he pulled it foul.
The pitch selection is very different today for Steve than it usually is. I mean, he's usually well over 60% fastball usage. We've seen a lot of cutters, We saw a slider to start this at bat.
Hovak led off yesterday's game with a homer. It's getting loud here at Charles Schwab Field. 2-1. The left-handed hitting Laviolette is due up next, and that's one of the reasons they got a couple of lefties out there in that bullpen right now working for the balls. Swing and a miss. Good pitch. 2-2. Took something off of it and had some movement away. You can feel it here right now, both sides standing. Grahovac hits this one to right. Tears is there. Kent at second, tags, heads to third. Strong throw is just offline. That's a huge out, and now maybe the most critical at bat of this game.
Left on left. Do you go down to the bullpen right now?
Well, something to think about. Laviolette 353 with 13 homers versus left-handers this year. So, you know,
the splits are reversed.
The splits are reversed from a batting average standpoint. He does have more homers against right-handers. He also has a bunch more at bats. I mean, you're talking about 13 homers and 83 at bats.
Tello had his clipboard out. He looked at some numbers. It looks like we're going to leave Snead in to face Laviolette. What a matchup. Nope. Ball one. What do you think? Leave him in? You like it because of the reverse splits?
Yeah, I think this is your guy. I think Nate Snead been the guy. Him and Kirby Connell been the guys at the back end of the games all year long. The game's on the line. It's a big spot to bring a freshman Dylan Roy into.
Laviolette, high chopper. That's Moore, who's at first. Burke, he got the foot down. What a play. It bounced over Burke's head. Moore was there, and Burke does some fancy footwork to end the inning.
Tell you what, early in the day, he would have been a little bit too far, but Blake Burke goes up, tries to get it into the presence of mind to get back. Ball, look down, just clip enough of first base. It's stretch time in Omaha. 3-1 Tennessee.
Doug.
Limu, someone needs to customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. Let's fly. Chief?
Doug.
Oh, wow. I thought you were right behind me. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
At Cracker Barrel, we're putting a little sting in every bite of our fried chicken. But our new sweet heat sauce will have you saying, ooh, not ow. What are you waiting for? Buzz on in and try it. And now, get here early for deals on dinner classics.
Marathon knows that fans are the true co-pilot of any team. So for every grill master, all-star athlete, and face paint fixer, Marathon is here to keep you and your team fueled. Because you're driven together.
For years, they competed against each other. But every 4 years, they take on the world. They represent our schools and our country. We are proud to say, Olympians are made here.
I want to be remembered as a legend, remembered as, a great teammate, a good person, a guy that gave his all for Tennessee each and every day, and there was never a question about it. If I can have those three things passed down, I did my job here at Tennessee.
Guys, when Simo and I talked on Friday, he said, I have thought about winning a national championship almost every day for the last 3 years. The 2022 team couldn't get here as the #1 seed. He goes back to last year in Omaha, replays all of the at-bats in his head, and said, this is the year. I got to remind myself when I'm at the plate, slow down. But he said, I can visualize the national championship.
Well, he certainly helped get him to this spot, and he's helped already with one homer. He golfs this one to right. That's where Caden Sorrell has moved, and he is under it to make the play. Get you those defensive changes for Schlossnagel. In the outfield, Grahovac is now in left. Laviolette is in center. Sorrell is in right. Targac is now at second base. Caden Kent has moved to third base. And Aschenbeck continues to get outs. Moore, a Brooklyn kid. He was in a couple of different high schools, ended up at Suffield Academy in Connecticut. They were on him because of his older brother. Really enjoyed that experience, as this one is smoked to left center field. Off the bat of Burke, Laviolette's calling it, and they nearly collided with each other. And again, the change of Grahovac into left field, Laviolette to center. They haven't been communicating with each other all game, but it is caught by Grahovac.
Yeah, I don't know that Laviolette trusted his buddy that's been playing third base all year. He's thinking, let me just go ahead and finish this one off, big fella. Fortunately for the Aggies, Grahovac stays camped and keeps his concentration, which is not easy to do with 6'6" bearing down on you. About the athleticism of Grahovac just going out there and moving around.
Yeah, and his arm moved right before that ball got in that glove. So we've had 2 pitches and 2 quick outs. And this guy would love to get on track. Billy Amick is 0 for 3 tonight. Aschenbeck's first pitch is down. Snead's reaction after that play, which Laviolette bounced it over Burke's head and Moore was over there, was fairly incredible. He knew that was a huge part of this lineup and this game.
Burke's had one heck of a ball game. 2 for 4. His 2 outs are both balls that are basically going to hit the base of the wall.
Yep.
The defensive plays, the base running play, I mean, he has really impacted this game.
Aschenbeck falls behind 3-1 to Amick, who's been so good all year, and a comfortable hitting count with Dreiling on deck. And he smokes one into left. That was up, and that's the pitch Amick was waiting for. He will take a big turn. And a 2-out hit for Billy Amick. Reminder, first round this year's NHL draft. That's Friday, 7 Eastern, ESPN and ESPN+. The Sharks go first, then the Blackhawks. The NHL draft, we're going to be at the Sphere. That's in Las Vegas, Friday, 7 Eastern time, ESPN and ESPN+.
Tennessee hockey sweater. You don't see that very often.
No.
This is maybe not the night that you want to wear a hockey sweater.
Pretty bold.
We had a Tennessee Augusta shirt yesterday, golf shirt. Anything orange. Swing and a miss there, and a big one from Dreiling. This guy has been so clutch all year long, really. And it's only ticked up here in the postseason. That ball is lifted deep to right. Laviolette is at the track. Check that, it's not Laviolette, it's Sorrell, and it is gone! A huge 2-run home run, and that is a big, big shot for clutch man Dylan Dreiling. Just over the leap of Sorrell. I don't think if Laviolette was there, he'd have a chance. How about Dylan Dreiling? A 2-run shot to make it 5-1, and he is homered in all 3 of the World Series games.
That just might be your most outstanding player in the College World Series right there. Dylan Dreiling has put on a show. Got a Slider, backspun it just enough to run it out. Change this game, man. 3-1, I think, offensively for A&M. You're blipping a blast away. You got to put a lot more together right now. And for Aschenbeck, that doesn't happen very often.
No, and I tell you, the Amick at bat, Amick had struggled so bad. He got that 3-1 pitch, got the single on the ground, past the dive of Kent. And the Volunteers here in the bottom of the 7th are feeling real good right now.
Well, you said it, Ravi. Amick got a mistake. With 2 outs and nobody on, he hits a line drive to left center, and then Dylan Dryland looked like a changeup, KP, and he kind of cuts it. The wind has really softened. He misses it just a touch, but he launches it into the air, and this ball just never came down. Sorrell tracks it, and he just runs out of real estate, did everything he could to bring that ball back in. And Dylan Dryland with the smile of somebody that has just come up with clutch hit after clutch hit, really all year long, but certainly here in Omaha.
He's been great, and that is a home run in all of these finals games. And they had just moved Laviolette, who robbed a home run earlier in this World Series, to center field. He's got a handful of inches on Sorrell.
Just never know.
You never know.
I just can't believe how that ball stayed in the air, because there isn't much wind, but what wind there is kind of coming in from right center. And that ball just kept carrying.
It did not cross my mind when the ball came off the bat that it had a chance to lead. I mean, it just looked like fly ball to right, 3-1 game. Here come the Aggies, and Dryland had a little bit different plan.
How good has he been all season? After a meeting with Weeder, 5-1 game, tears, ball 1. And for Tennessee to get to the invincible Aschenbeck is a big, big story tonight. That ball is ripped to right center. This time Laviolette is there, and it goes off the wall. Bare hands, fires it in. Rounding and coming home. We got to play at the plate.
What a relay.
Safe at the plate. They missed the tag. (6-1) Tennessee. What an avoiding of the tag. Hunter Ensley. What a read to go inside the tag of Appel.
This ball smashed, KP. I mean, that's a ball 111 feet, 111 miles an hour, 408 feet. Laviolette barehands it and throws a strike to Camarillo, who finishes it off. And Hunter Ensley just pulls a Houdini act. Like, how did he miss Appel? And I think he's safe, y'all.
Wow.
What an adjustment. I think he
Texas
get him on the
A&M is
leg.
challenging the safe call at the plate. The previous play is under review.
The only place he could have got him was on the leg. And it's a little bit telling that Jackson Appel goes back and tags him after. Generally, that's an indicator that he doesn't think he got him on the way by to start. You can put that whole play on an instructional video.
Yes.
Because the way that Laviolette played it in center field, the way that the relay gave him a chance, and then out of nowhere. Wow. He's safe.
Yeah, he said it as much. You can lip read on the bench. Unsafe. What a slide.
And don't forget, Hunter Ensley did not play in the field in game 1 of this final series because of a hamstring.
Yeah.
And here he is going first to home to score the 6th run of the ball game on it. Just an incredible effort.
It took 2 perfect throws to have a chance. And then it took an absolutely perfect slide.
Didn't Laviolette barehand it off the wall?
He did.
One hop off the wall, and the spot where the wall is not an easy place to play it. And this is his first inning in center field today. I mean, that was top level all the way around.
At first you think it's leaving the ballpark. 408 feet. That's usually a home run pretty much anywhere. Next thing you know, it looks like the Aggies are off the field. Hunter Ensley just had other ideas.
Josh Elander with the send. It was a pretty wise send, and what a slide. You're going to remember that forever.
High school football players made a few people miss in his day. That's one he will never forget right there.
waiting on the review of the call of safe at home.
After review, the call of safe is confirmed. Texas A&M is charged with a challenge.
All of this in this inning, 2 outs, nobody on. That's when it started. The Amick single, the Dreiling home run, the Ensley single, and then the Kavares tears takes one off the right center field wall that had 2 outs, nobody on. Then this game changed in a hurry.
And all against the guy who'd given up 1 run in Evan Oschenbeck. 6-1 Volunteers, and now you can start to count the outs to a championship. A 5-run lead for Rocky Top. Curley elevates to center. Laviolette is there, but how about 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th? A Dreiling 2-run shot and a Houdini act by Hunter Ensley. The Vols are inching closer to their first baseball championship in school history.
Fever, Mercury, we can't get enough. Sunday at 3 p.m. on ESPN.
Time is luxury. Who you spend it with, what you spend it doing. Why we spend so much time designing and refining, creating the control and the feel that defines electric performance. To make the time you spend behind the wheel of a Polestar the best time of your day. Build and order now at polestar.com.
Leo. Jake from State Farm.
You did it, buddy.
My personal price plan?
Yeah, your price. It's amazing.
Well, you're the one that suggested bundling home and auto, you bundling bundler.
Hey, who's all about getting themselves an affordable price?
I called our agent.
Bundling. Just another way to save with the personal price plan.
It's true.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Formula One at its absolute finest. This is Formula One.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NCAA for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any picture, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NCAA consent is prohibited.
It's been a bit. 1951, they were the World Series runner-up. As we welcome you back to the NCAA Men's College World Series presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Well, 2 strike and 2 out hits, a big, big part of this best-of-3 College World Series final. And they played 3 to now lead by 5 as we enter the 8th inning. Snead stays in the game, and the first pitch to Appel is in there for a strike. If Tennessee wins, it'll get them 60 and a national championship. That'd be the first time that happened since Wichita State in 1989. Middle of the order for A&M, and they need a lot of runners. That's in there for a strike. Right back up the middle. A very good start for a team that needs 5 to tie. Here in the 8th, the leadoff hit for Appel. That's his 2nd hit of the night.
Talked about it earlier. It feels like this is the part of the lineup that if A&M's going to have a chance to come back, it's got to happen right now. Appel shot Burton right in the middle of this lineup. And Appel gets it started with a leadoff single right there.
You got to get a couple here if you're the Aggies. You got to get to within striking distance in the 9th.
Still bullpen activity for the Vols. We saw Dylan Loy up last half inning. He is back up again as they meet on the mound after the leadoff hit from Appel. Say this too about the home run that Dreiling hit. It was up in the air forever, and the wind is still blowing in, and it still was able to get over that wall.
Yeah, I still trying to figure out how Tiers' ball stayed in the park, and Dreiling's ball left. Yeah, I mean, you just never know here.
They're going to make the move to Loy. Snead, he did his job when he was able to get Laviolette out on that bounding ball over the first baseman's head to end the last inning. So Loy is coming in. Runner at first, and A&M down 5.
If you have moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease, put it in check with Rinvoq, a once-daily pill.
When symptoms tried to take control, I got rapid relief and reduced fatigue with Rinvoq. Check.
When flares kept trying to slow me down, I got lasting steroid-free remission with Rinvoq. Check.
And when my doctor saw damage, Rinvoq helped visibly reduce damage of the intestinal lining. Check.
For both UC and Crohn's, rapid symptom relief, lasting steroid-free remission.
And visibly reduced damage. Check, check, and check.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal. Cancers, including lymphoma and skin. Heart attack, stroke, and GI tears occurred. People 50 and older with a heart disease risk factor have an increased risk of death. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Put UC and Crohn's in check and keep them there with Rinvoq.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Rinvoq and learn how AbbVie can help you save.
I just want a better grill. One that won't char my wallet.
Yeah, join the club.
It'd be cool if products were designed for me. Right? Be a part of the process.
Yeah, join the club.
I want a softer, more absorbent bath towel that's also antimicrobial.
Yeah, join the club.
Yeah, join the club and get exclusive Members Mark products specially developed to meet our members' highest standards. Join the club. Sam's Club.
Today's Capital One rewarding performance. Captain Clutch, Dylan Dreiling up in the air forever and just over the wall and over the glove of the effort of Caden Sorrell. Manning, Heupel, Barnes, Ball Nation, Rocky Top. They love the 3 runs and the smile on that kid's face. He's got 11 RBIs in this World Series. That is tied for the most by a Tennessee player in a single men's college World Series. Big hit after big hit for Dylan Dreiling. Florida State, and just a little insurance that was necessary. Now the freshman Dylan Loy gets it. And what a spot for a freshman to commit. Yeah. There's nobody out. It's a 6-1 game, but most important, you got a chance for a championship.
Yeah, I'd say Dylan Loy's had a really good year. But he doesn't have a save. 20 appearances, 5 starts, had a good start in the SEC tournament. Doesn't give up a lot of hits. It's primarily sinker slider. But this is different than any situation he's ever come in right here.
A veteran hitter here and Hayden shot. How big will those 3 runs be when this is all said and done? Start to throw a strike at 87 miles an hour. That one gets through, and that's going to allow Appel with all his speed now to head down to second base.
Cal Stark just didn't get the glove down there. See the frustration in him. This is a ball that Cal Stark catches 99 out of 100 times, and the glove just a little high. The ball scoots through. The runner moves into scoring position. Again, the Aggies just need a couple. Give yourself a puncher's chance in the 9th.
The cleanup hitter in the batting order, Shot. 2 hits tonight, 8 in this series, and he got a pitch to hit there, but he fouled it straight back. give this pitching staff from Tennessee credit. The first 9 tournament games, A&M was averaging almost 8 runs a game. They got 1 yesterday, and they have 1 tonight. Nagel talked about all his contemporaries who've come here, won a championship. They implied it doesn't really change you, and he politely said, well, I wouldn't mind winning one just to find out.
I'll take one of my own, though.
1-2. Way inside. That one gets to the backstop, and a couple of wild pitches now have moved Appel up to third base. They did call the first one that got through Stark a wild pitch, so that's number 2 here.
That gets some people up and moving around in the bullpen. You got to believe Kirby Connell is somewhere in the mix for the last appearance of his career.
It would be impossible to understand what goes through an individual when they come into a situation like that. But to the point that's been made all night long, when you're in the last game of the season for a championship, it's going to be different. There is Cannell out there. And you mentioned Roy hadn't gotten a save, so just to end the game hasn't happened very often to him. Obviously 5 runs isn't that. But a 2-2 with nobody out pitch on the way. And Schott sends this one to left. Dreiling in the corner, still drifting, now takes off, and so did the ball. He had no chance as it ends up in the seats. Further evidence of just how incredible it was that his ball went over the wall.
Yeah, because no wind blowing, that's an out. It was just enough late to blow it into the stands.
At one point, he looked comfortably under this baseball, and then it wasn't even close to being in play.
Schott trying to bring Appel in from third base. And he will do it up the middle. He delivers another hit. And there is a run for the Aggies. Hayden Schott 3 hits tonight. It's 6-2 and nobody out.
That does get him scrambling, that Tennessee bullpen. Now Kirby Connell is throwing, getting ready as quick as he can. Back-to-back singles and a couple of wild pitches in this inning. And Hayden Schott with a night. Single in the 2nd, single in the 6th. Now the RBI single here in the 8th brings the Aggies back within 4.
First baseman Ted Burton. In there for strike 1. 9 homers, a .286 average on the season for Burton. Cannell and Combs, who was so good yesterday. The righty warming up as well. On a play, and he is ahead 0-2. Martello made mention of it yesterday too. We're in the 8th, but he said, I'd prefer to be the home team and have a chance in the bottom because the 9th inning is drama no matter what the score is. The son of a long-time coach, Martello knew he wanted to do this from the time he was real young, be a head coach. There is his dad. Swing and a miss. That's a big punch out from Dylan Lloyd.
Best slider he has thrown since he came in this game. That was thrown with authority. And you get ahead that 0-2 count. It makes you feel a little bit better when you're out there. And the freshman kind of, I think, needed this right here for his confidence. Ted Burton all the way out in front and exactly where you want to throw that pitch 0-2. Make it look like a strike. Dive under the bat right at the back foot of Ted Burton.
Hayden Sorrell's hit it over the wall 11 times this year. And he gets ahead 0-1. And we'll see, Kyle. That may have been the big pitch to kind of free him up a little bit.
You got to believe that heartbeat's pumping really fast right now. 5-run lead or not, you run out here with only 6 outs to go in the championship game. You're pumping a little bit, no doubt about it.
This one is into left. That's going to get down. That's going to send Dreiling towards the wall where it goes against the wall. Shots being waved in. Here's the throw home. It's not close, and a double and an RBI. It's now 6-3. Hayden Sorrell.
Here come the Aggies. We talked about it, just a couple. Just give yourself a chance in the ninth. Boy, had the at-bats been really good. Appel with a rocket, shot with a bullet back up the middle, and now Sorrell stays on one. We've been talking about this freshman and how bright his future is. An absolute rocket in the backside gap. Credit Hayden Schott for the tenacity to go first to home on a bum knee, and the Aggies have made this one very interesting.
Here comes Tony Vitello. There won't be another pitch for Loy. This inning started 6-1. They got 2 of the 3 they gave up back. Ali Camarillo is set to hit for the Aggies. Signals for the lefty. Cannell fires one more warm-up pitch, and he will enter from the bullpen and take center stage. He'll inherit a one-out, one-on situation with his team. 5 outs away. 5 outs away from a championship. Maybe Cannell comes into the game for the Vols.
20 seconds a week to lose 20% of your weight in a year with diet and exercise. That's the power of GLP-1s through Row. Connect with the provider today at row.co/20.
Any response to the trade rumors we keep hearing about?
Oh, we talking about moving? Not the trade. Not the trade. We talking about moving. No, thank you.
You could use Open Door. Sell your house directly to them. It's easy.
I guess we're moving.
It's so easy to get your windshield replaced using SafeLight. Tell the people why you haven't done it. Started off as a chip, and it just keeps going. So what do we do now? I've scheduled an appointment at SafeLight.com.
SafeLight Repair. SafeLight Replace. Yes!
SafeLight Repair, SafeLight Replace.
The game is changing, but what drives the game never will. What you have inside. It refuses to be ignored. It sweats everything. It turns an athlete into a legend. It demands respect. The game will always change, but it never will. Gatorade, is it in you?
Only from SimpliSafe, 24/7 lifeguard protection. This exclusive technology allows SimpliSafe agents to help stop crime in real time.
Stop. Police are on their way.
For instant intruder deterrence and faster police response, there's no safe like SimpliSafe.
The NCAA Men's College World Series is presented by Capital One. Monday night in Omaha, the wheels are spinning on both sides. A 6-3 ball game in favor of Tennessee. Hayden Schott just delivered 3 singles, an RBI, and a run. Dreiling's been the hero. He had the homer, a double, 3 RBIs. Sechrist was tremendous as a starter. A couple of things have gone on. Kirby Cannell is in. He has appeared in all of the World Series games, and they have taken Dean Curley out at shortstop and replaced him with Angel Antigua. Ariel Antigua. He came into the game yesterday and played second base. And Ariel now takes over for Curley. We're trying to see if there was an injury or what would cause them to take Curley out of the game.
Well, if you're Tennessee, I think the guy on the mound is the one that you trust the most in any situation. It may not be the most off-the-chart stuff, but nobody has appeared in a baseball game on the mound in the history of Tennessee baseball more than Kirby. Kind of comes in at a big spot here and faces Camarillo to start.
Always the shortstop. Cannell is the Iron Man for the Vols. And that first pitch, he pours it in there for a strike. Missed with a breaking pitch.
Cannell in 5 1/3 here in Omaha has given up 7 hits. Just the 1 earned run, but he has given up a bunch of base hits. One more base hit here would make this thing really interesting.
1-1 to Camarillo. Missed outside. 2 balls and a strike. Warm night in Omaha. The temperature in this field is rising quickly. Connell ready. That's outside. 3 balls and a strike. Caden Kent, who's had a monster series, is on deck. Gets it at the letters. Big pitch to go 3-2. Listening into the pitch comm to get the pitch call. Camarillo pulls it foul. As impressive as he's been on the field, Cannell is as popular a guy as this team has. He is wildly popular in the community as well. He gives his time to the fans that ask, and he's certainly given everything he has to this team. That one is in the hole. Antigua's got it. He will fire. Safe at first base. A diving effort by Camarillo and a terrific effort by Ariel Antigua in the hole.
The fact that they even had a chance to make this play. I mean, Antigua does it as well as you possibly can, and just enough speed from Camarillo. All right, shortstop, break this down.
Well, the pop-up slide gives you the best chance to get to your feet and get something on it. Just marvel at the range of this young shortstop. Not your traditional shortstop body type, but man, can he move his feet and the arm strength to almost finish it off. Camarillo laying his body on the line to get there, and really a missed opportunity by Sorrell to not be on third base there with 1 out. But you want to know why Antigua's in the game for Curley. It's plays like that right there.
Here comes Caden Kent. He is the tying run here in the top of the 8th inning. Swings at the first one off speed. His father, longtime MLB player Jeff Kent, has come out of his seat, and everyone is either up or on the edge of theirs. He singled up the middle his last time up. And that's another good breaking pitch, and he is in an 0-2 hole.
Back-to-back sliders right there, and you got to think that Connell's just going to expand off, maybe bring it a little bit closer, but I'd be surprised at this point if he sees anything other than a breaking ball.
0-2. He chased. What a job by Cannell. As he moved further and further away from the plate, and a huge second out. But here we go again with Ryan Targac.
And that's pitching one-on-one right there. 3 straight breaking balls, and when you get ahead, expand the zone. If he doesn't swing, bring it in a little bit further. Doesn't have to right there. 0-2 slider gets Caden Ken swinging, and now the Aggies will go back to the bench for a pinch hitter.
Oh, Targac
is still in there. All right. Wouldn't this be something?
Stayed in to play second base. It's so loud, it's hard to hear that pitch calm. Targac's ready, not here. The 12th man for the Aggies, wearing the most important number. Strike one, a slider with the knees. Another one, and how about the last 5 pitches from Kirby Connell?
One thing he's always been able to do is spin that breaking ball. There's a reason they trust him. Not afraid to put the ball in the strike zone with a whole bunch of different pitches in spots like this.
He is ready. 0-2. Way outside. Look at the job that Stark is doing to navigate Connell through this inning. One and 2. Slider got him swinging and looking. The reaction from Kirby Connell on the Volunteers bench.
That's why you bring him in. You trust that slider, and he does too. Back-to-back strikeouts for Kirby Connell to get the balls back in the dugout to the bottom of the 8th. It is 6-3 Tennessee.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. And get access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
The salty air, the golden light. Reflections of who you were, who you are, and who you're becoming. Luxury meets performance. Peter Malone.
Refresh your senses with a kick of citrus flavor. Do the do.
The thrill of finding your path with the Nissan Pathfinder Rock Creek.
After the drama there at the top of the 8th in Omaha, hi, I'm Scott Van Pelt getting set for Sports Center. We're going to have full highlights and more reaction from this game. The key moments in post-game coverage. Game 7, Stanley Cup final. Florida's got a 2-1 lead there. We're going to hear from J.J. Redick about the challenges as he takes over as the head man of the Los Angeles Lakers. That and more on the way now. Back to Omaha. Carl Ravitch. Ravi?
All right, SVP, good game 7, great game 3 here as Aschenbeck trying to keep it at 6-3.
Slow day in sports, huh? Yeah. Game 3 here, game 7 Stanley Cup Finals, and J.J. Redick gets a head job.
Oh, and 2 out of play. It goes off the bat of Peebles. 6-3 ball game. How about Kirby Connell getting that job done with that slider?
Clutch pitches. I mean, that's what he's known for. That's what he delivered. But the Aggies did get themselves a chance. And not just the 2 runs, but to get yourself back to the top of the order, right? You're right back to the most dangerous part of the order. And if you're in that Tennessee dugout right now, you would love a couple more.
It's a good point, too, you made about maybe Antigua going in for defensive reasons. Curley had the last at bat. He was the last guy up. Flew out to center, so we start with Peebles behind him. And Antigua nearly had one of the great web gems of this game.
Yeah, there's just not a ton of swing and miss in that Tennessee bullpen. Granted, Connell just did get a couple strikeouts there. And like you said, Curley's probably had his last at bat. And at this point, you just, whatever you think your best 9 defenders are, you got to have them out there.
That's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. That ball is laced into the left field corner. It is cut off there. Stark heads for second as the ball was bobbled, and he's diving in. What an effort for Stark. They know they may need another, and he is in there with a double.
Tennessee has hit more balls hard off of Aschenbeck in the last 2 innings than maybe anybody has in the last month. And here it is again right here. Remember, 2 outs, nobody on in that last inning. And they get 4 straight hits to score 3 runs. Now Cal Stark comes up to the plate. Base is empty. Grahovac, who started this game, played most of it at third base. Can't field it right there. Stark's on there with a 1-out double. And that turns this Tennessee lineup over.
They'll give Grahovac and Eris a single E7 as he didn't field it cleanly. And here we go with Christian Moore. Big swing from Simo, and you can hear his name being chanted by Vols fans, who most are standing now. Off the end of the bat. Moore led this game off with a homer. He has since struck out and popped out to right. But he is the straw that stirs it all for this team offensively. And then you have guys like Burke, who hit it hard, Triley, who left the building. Aschenbeck is set on an 0-2.
Well, we talked about them needing insurance runs, right? What better opportunity right here? Runner in scoring position for Moore and Burke as you try to stretch this thing to 4 with just 3 outs to go on defense.
Good idea. Back-to-back changeups. Try to come back, elevate the fastball. There's probably room in, but if you go in with a fastball, you just better not mess over the plate.
6'1", 216 pounds is Moore. Swing and a miss. He chased up. Nice job by Aschenbeck to pick up the punch out. The 78th annual NBA draft, now a 2-day event. First round, you can see it Wednesday at 8 on ABC, ESPN, and ESPN Deportes. Second round is Thursday at 4 Eastern time on ESPN. And Hawks up the first pick. Who are they going to take on Wednesday? That's 8 Eastern, ABC, ESPN, ESPN Deportes. Scott Van Pelt will probably have more on that on SportsCenter, which follows our game, as well as post-game coverage. And you can get more post-game coverage of this game over on the SEC network as well. 6-3. Blake Burke, who has looked as comfortable as anybody at the plate and hit it hard 4 times. Swings and misses at the first one.
I would be very careful right here. Amick actually does better against righties than lefties. I know he got a base hit last time, but Blake Burke has been dialed in all game long.
Not there. They'll throw behind the runner. They get him out on a rundown. Stark to third, and he is tagged out. Heads up play there by Appel to throw behind Cal Stark. Cornell is ready, so is everyone else. 9th inning coming up. A&M needs 3.
The USA Basketball Foundation is looking for future champions to help empower our youth, provide access and opportunity to women, and share in our mission for social responsibility. Are you a champion? Join us today and support the USA Basketball Foundation, where we strive to be golden together.
Nature's Own is never made with any artificial flavors or preservatives.
This one's just right.
So every bite is just right.
If you keep feeding her like this, she'll never leave.
Nature's Own. Goodness is in our nature.
Now, get to the top. I need you to come from here.
When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more,
I believe in you. Make it happen.
You're unstoppable.
Let's make it happen.
At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking.
To improve your digital security, just turn on NordVPN. Guard yourself from data snoopers, encrypt your online traffic, and block malicious sites. Get the deal now.
What you got there, little snack?
Little snack? This is the sharpest cheddar off the block that I've melted to 104 degrees.
Ooh, a snack.
Thick sliced and flour dusted, Nature's Own perfectly crafted bread. You're fancy now.
That was my little snack.
Welcome back, everyone. There has been so much emotion, and why wouldn't there be? This is the final game of the 2024 college baseball season. The Volunteers. Kirby Connell did his job. He got a couple of punch-outs there. He's not on the mound as we begin the 9th, but man, they are trying to do a lot. Win their first ever championship and kind of blow up this idea that as a 1 seed, you can't win this thing. It hasn't been done in a long time. The team from South Florida, Miami, did it in 1999. That was the first year of the national seeds. This year, 7 of the 8 teams that showed up were national seeds. The only one that wasn't was Florida. So Combs will come in now, and he picked up the first win yesterday in relief. He was outstanding. He's going to be charged with trying to get the final 3 out.
Yeah, and he got 12 outs yesterday. 4 innings, gave up 3 hits, did not give up any runs, but threw 63 pitches. Now on to try to finish this out and give Tennessee a national title.
First pitch fastball above the letters to Gavin Grahovac. A&M has the top of the order up.
Yep.
Combs himself out of Inspiration Academy, the IMG Academy in Florida. On a 1-0, he's ready. That's a good pitch. 94 miles an hour.
Pretty good sign after 63 pitches the day before to come back and go 94-94.
Yeah, when your average fastball velo this year is about 92. So it's a tick or 2 up from where it usually is.
A&M down by 3. They got 2 in the 8th. That one was hung up there, and that's going to be good for a hit. Grahovac. He will take second. Here comes the throw. He dives in, and a lead-off double. Gavin Grahovac. It will not be easy in the 9th inning.
Kind of had a feeling he'd go to the breaking ball. 3 straight heaters to start this sequence. A breaking ball that just stays up enough for Grahovac to get out over the plate and hook it down the left field line. You love the aggressiveness, even though you're down 3. Take bases that you know you can get. And the Aggies offense seems to have come to life here the last couple innings.
And their most prolific power hitter, Jace LaViolette. Ball 1.
Double barrel action down there. Danke the lefty, Marcus Phillips the righty.
one. Laviolette thought that was a little bit high. He's got 50 career home runs, second most. He had a home run Sunday, which ended an 11-game homerless streak. 1-1. He gets the call, a two-seamer inside and up.
Well, it's such a different look from that arm angle. Is that fastball that stays at the top of the zone? You're just not used to seeing it. It's exactly where Combs is trying to throw that pitch.
The timeout right here. Calm your slugger's heartbeat down. He's frustrated that call didn't go his way. Slow him down. Give him some positive input. Remind him how great he is. He can hit behind in the count.
Well, the two-seamer's been his pitch. He hung a slider, and Grahovac ended up with a double. Hensley fairly shallow in center. Here it comes, and that misses away. Plenty of room in that right center field gap. Connell worked out of a jam in the 8th, and now Combs trying to do the same, but first Stark will have a word with him.
To me, this is all about what you feel most comfortable with. And with Laviolette's path and the way he likes to loft the ball, I think you stay at the top of the zone with that fastball. I would not mess around with the off-speed stuff right here.
No. He's already shown you during this at-bat that he doesn't want it up there. I mean, he's taken 2 for a strike and 1 just out of the zone. And I think that's best path of success here, but you just got to make sure it's up in the zone. If that comes down,
find a problem.
That could be a different story.
2 balls, 2 strikes. They did stay upstairs at 92. Count goes full. If he is aboard, Appel would be the tying run. He got him to chase. Laviolette is gone, and that's a huge out for Combs. May have chased ball 4.
Yeah, and I like the approach when you get to that point. You had already seen in the at-bat that Laviolette doesn't really want it there. If there's a hole in that swing, it's the elevated fastball that stays right there. And Combs goes back-to-back when he gets to 2-2. Fastball just up and out of the zone. That would have been ball 4, but Laviolette couldn't hold off.
1 down. Combs pumps in another fastball. To the backstop it goes, and that is another wild pitch. That's the 3rd for the Vols in the last couple of innings.
It was interesting, and a spot where if you're Combs, you don't really have to pay attention to Grahovac on second base. When he lifted his leg right there, he turned all the way around, looked at second. Watch this. That head moves as that leg is coming up. You can see Grahovac going back to second base. This is one where the guy on third base doesn't make any difference. Just get the guy standing at home plate if you're Aaron Combs.
Appel's got 2 hits tonight. The guy behind him, Schott, has 3 hits tonight. That is a great location in on the fists.
I keep thinking about how big is that 6th run that Hunter Inslee scored in this game.
Yeah.
The Houdini act he pulled at home plate is the reason the tying run is not at the plate right now.
Stark just signaled out to Moore to move over a few feet to his right at second base. Redshirt junior out of Sarasota, Florida, delivers. Breaking pitch left field. It's going to get down. He hung another one up there. Appel delivered his 3rd hit. It's a 2-run ball game. The tying run is coming to the plate.
Boy, that's 2 breaking balls for the both base hits this inning. And has Jackson Appel been clutch in this ball game? The veterans for the Aggies have shown up. Another RBI knock. The Aggies are hanging around here. Now they got a puncher's chance like we talked about here with the tying run up the plate.
This is Hayden's shot. 3 singles tonight. Swings at the first one. That was a thigh-high fastball, and he sent it back to the seats. The tying run here in the 9th inning for A&M. Good pitch right at the top of that zone. Shot does not run well. He's been banged up a little bit. Antigua is at short, Moore is at second. Ground ball double play will give them the championship. He's late on that. That's a strikeout. They're 1 out away.
That fastball's got a little different gear to it tonight. That thing is exploding in the top of the zone. And if you're Ted Burton here, that's the one you got to be looking for.
And I think if you're Combs, there's no reason to throw anything else. Both hits in the inning on the breaking ball, both strikeouts on the fastball.
The Tennessee Volunteers are an out away from the school's first championship in baseball. Strike 1 as they allow Appel to head down to second.
That's a ball.
Yeah, it is. There's nobody there, and he will go to third base. You know, it's not a bad idea to get some guys in there. Just make sure the mind is right. They don't want to have the meeting. You can see Stark saying, nope, everybody back. Slow it down a little bit.
Well, I'd say he looks pretty relaxed.
Yeah, I think he said, I didn't even know he went to second. Swing and a miss, a strike away. That high heater has worked, and one more will be the key that opens the door to the championship. Holmes is ready on the 0-2. High, and that will bring the run in to make it 6-5.
That is, I mean, we went two games and 8 innings without the ball going to the backstop for Tennessee, and it's gone to the backstop 4 times here in the last couple.
First wild pitch and first balk of the season for Combs. He needs a strike. Burton needs a bolt. Swing and a miss. And for the first time, Rocky Top reaches the mountaintop of college baseball. They are the World Series champions. everybody processes the moment differently, from Tony Vitello's dad to Kirby Connell to the team that just lost a nail-biter of a game. But the Volunteers win 6-5, their 60th win of the year, and a national championship in Knoxville for the baseball team.
Pretty incredible. I mean, for a team that's been here 3 of the last 4 years, the one year they weren't, had the best team in the country. And now for the first time can say they're national champions. And you got to hand it to Aaron Combs. A night after throwing 63 pitches, he runs out of the bullpen, gets the final 3 outs. And Cal Stark, the Knoxville native, can now say he's a national champ.
What a victory for Vitello and what he has built at Tennessee. You go through the gauntlet of the SEC, you survive that, and you come to Omaha and hang on and win by a run to take the national title. There are a whole bunch of heroes on this team, from Dreiling to Moore. And Berkey, you pointed it out. The elusive Ensley slide was in effect the 6th run and the difference maker. KB is down there with our Capital One most outstanding player. That's Dylan Dreiling.
He said, can I hold this during the interview? I said, absolutely. You hit a home run in all 3 of the games this series. You're allowed to hold it. What was it about this stage that you played your best baseball?
I just treated it like just any other game. This is a real special group. We did a good job of that all year. We played in a lot of big games, and this team just treated it like any other game.
You talk about how special this group is. You told me this is the most fun you've ever had playing baseball. Why is this the group to bring home the first national championship to Rocky Top?
This group, it's just special. The bond we have is unbreakable. It was a vocal point in the fall, and we did a very good job of that, and we're all just brothers.
This is what everyone dreams about as a little kid. What does it feel like to hold that trophy?
It's heavier than I thought. It's awesome.
Congratulations. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Well, Chris, thank you very much. And again, how people process it. His dad is Greg. Tony is the national champion, and he will acknowledge he would not be here without him. He said he loves him as much as any human being can love another. He's also been intimidated by him, but he learned from him. Disciplinary coaching style. He used to be at a basketball court keeping score for his dad, and that's when he said he got the bug, KB.
Tony, as soon as that thing hit the end, you sprinted out to your group. Take me to that moment and why this group has meant so much to you.
They're fun. Loss of voice and emotion, too. They're fun, but also, it's like, kids are tough these days. These guys will do whatever you ask them to do. Holy shit, I'm on the... I don't really know what happened the last pitch, but I know our fans got us through that tough inning. I guess we were intentionally giving them a couple runs or whatever Combs was doing, but that was a group effort on the mound. Frank did an unbelievable job. Incredible group of guys. The team chemistry. Just be a good teammate if you're listening. If you're in the SEC, you're going to be a superstar player, but you need to be a good teammate, and that's what these guys were.
We've talked about wanting to build something, build a program like your dad had. You had a wonderful embrace with him. What was that moment like?
It was, I felt like I was the dad and he was the kid because he wouldn't stop crying. And I had to rub some dirt on him. He's way too tough on me when I was younger.
It's a mic drop moment right there for Tony Vitello. In fact, probably a couple of mic drop moments in that interview for him. But a 60-win season, and it's the if you build it, they will come. The fan base deserves this. Congrats to all those that have ever played baseball for the Volunteers on winning that first championship. What does it mean, Chris Burke, to see your alma mater win a championship?
It's pretty surreal. Tony and his staff deserve all the credit. And those players, man, what a group of dudes. Just a group of grinders. And give Aaron Combs, you talk about a kid who had a Herculean effort. Dylan Dreiling is the worthy winner of the Most Outstanding Player Award, but Aaron Combs was terrific for this team the last 2 wins.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday was kind of the unsung hero. Comes in when they're down 1-0, holds down a great offense, gives them a chance, then the bats show up and the 2 home runs. And tonight it was a little bit of everything. Pretty awesome. I mean, this moment is every year, but for a team that's been so good the last 4 years, now they're national champs.
College baseball does not disappoint. It is only getting better, and it is getting bigger. You come to Omaha, you hope for a great series. It started with 3 walk-off wins. It ended with a 1-run national championship for the Tennessee Volunteers. I want to thank all our crew, from the production group that worked these TV cameras to everybody that helps getting us through the day and night. For KP, Chris Budden, Chris Burke, and our entire crew, I'm Carl Ravitch. Sports Center with SVP starts right now, and you can see more on ESPN+. The Vols are title holders.